This matchup tonight will determine who is in first place at the end of the night. The Rangers have won 6 straight against the Windsor Spitfires, going back to 4 straight in the playoffs last year and 2 this year. Can they make it 7 tonight? We'll find out. They've certainly had the upper hand recently. Let's talk to the 2 men that will call the action tonight. Here are Jason Hagholm and Dan Polischuk.
Well, thank you very much, Sean. And yes, it's great to be back here on a Friday night at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium with a playoff-like game between the Windsor Spitfires and the Kitchener Rangers. And Dan, the Windsor Spitfires themselves, they're running a nice little hot streak. They've won 3 in a row, including those back-to-back wins last weekend over the Saginaw Spirit. When we talk about the Windsor Spitfires, they got a lot of firepower, including a guy that's projected to go in the top 10 in this coming up summer's NHL draft. That's Ethan Belchez.
Yeah, the 17-year-old from Oakville, the towering 17-year-old, sitting 6'5", 226. He's your prototypical power forward, to say the least. There you see he splits the 32 goals, lead the team this season. He's third with 56 points, and is projected to hit 40 when all is said and done if he keeps at his current pace. He recently had a 5-game point streak snapped. He had 9 points over that span and picked up an assist. He's right back on the horse, if you will, from a points perspective. Picked up an assist in that victory against the Saginaw Spirit just a couple days ago, on Monday, in fact. And yeah, he knows that, you know, size alone won't get him to the next level. He's got to combine everything, use that size, use some good speed too, and to be effective at the next level. And he's certainly proven that he's taken that to heart this year, especially considering the jumps and especially in the goal totals of this campaign. Absolutely.
And of course, Ethan Belchez, he didn't participate in last year's wild 7-game series for the Windsor Spitfires and the Kitchener Rangers, where the Rangers ended up winning that series. So you know that Ethan Belchez, he wants to treat this one like the playoff-like atmosphere, and obviously Windsor and Kitchener look like they're on that collision course for a Western Conference championship come later on in the spring. When you look on the flip side, though, for the Kitchener Rangers, Dan, we talked so much about how this defense has really improved, but our player to watch for the Kitchener Rangers, a stalwart on the defensive end for the Kitchener Rangers, that is the now St. Lawrence University commit in the NCAA, Max Duracolo.
Well, Jason, you know how much I like my Lord of the Rings. We're talking about the 2 towers tonight. Yes. Max Duracolo on the back end for the Kitchener Rangers, standing 6'4", 216. So 2 big boys we're highlighting here this evening, and certainly not the offensive firepower off the stick of Max Duracolo, but it's the as a stay-at-home defenseman. He's tough, second on penalty minutes with the Rangers, and when he's out there, you know exactly what you're going to get. It's pretty simple. Solid defensive zone play, and you know he's going to bring the sandpaper. He's going to stand up for his teammates, and that's exactly why he was signed as a free agent by the Rangers just a couple of years ago. The 19-year-old from Barrie, as you said, has committed to St. Lawrence in the NCAA for next year, but certainly is looking to find a regular spot in the lineup going forward. It's a stacked defensive pairings that we've seen here now with the acquisition of Jared Woolley, including and then former captain Matt Ananowski coming back in the fold. So, you know, time's going to be a premium getting into the lineup, but if he does what he does very well on a consistent basis, he can well find himself in the regular rotation.
Well, he's in the lineup tonight. Obviously, Andrew McNeil is dealing with some sort of injury that's keeping him out, but you put Max Duracolo, he knows UC Hocus' system well, and he's just a plug-and-play player that, as Dan alluded to, brings a lot of that grit and toughness that you want in a playoff-like atmosphere game against a team you're playing for first place in the Western Conference. Well, it's going to be a dandy of a game between the Spitfires and Rangers. We'll throw it down to ice level for pre-game ceremonies with PA announcer Dave Schneider.
The Kitchener Memorial Auditorium is situated on the traditional territory of the neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. As we are all treaty people, our community is inspired and enriched by the enduring knowledge and deep-rooted traditions of the diverse First Nations, Métis, and Inuit in Kitchener. Today, we recognize the enduring presence, resilience, and contributions of Indigenous peoples in our community. As an organization, we commit to learning, relationship building, and meaningful action toward reconciliation within the sports industry and the broader community. The Kitchener Rangers are thrilled to welcome our special guest to the game. From helping the trainers on the Rangers bench to introducing the team on the ice, kids get a behind-the-scenes look at all the action. It's Next Generation Night, where young fans get an unforgettable opportunity to experience the exciting world of hockey like never before. Please join us in welcoming to center ice Charlotte, our junior photographer, Austin, our junior in-game DJ, Thomas, our junior in-game host, Kasia, our junior jersey designer, Paul, our junior PA announcer, and Casey, our junior coach. We now ask for Rangers captain Cameron Reid and Windsor Spitfires captain Liam Greentree to join our guests at center ice for a ceremonial puck drop. Fans, please stand as you're able and remove your hat for our national anthem performed tonight by Our Lady of Fatima Catholic Elementary School.
It's next gen night here at the Odd. I got to talk to junior coach Casey. We were having a blast down here between the benches, and I got to talk to Kasia, who designed these jerseys. Now, if you're tuning in and you're like, this is not the Rangers and the Spitfires, what are these jerseys? These are the Real Canadian Superstore design jerseys. There you see Kasia right there with the Tanner Lamb jersey. She designed these jerseys that the Rangers are wearing tonight, and just as a bonus, the Windsor Spitfires are wearing their throwback Spits jerseys. We're going to have so much fun tonight. Let's throw it upstairs and get set with Jason and Dan.
Thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, obviously the Rangers in their next-gen jerseys and the Windsor Spitfires in their classic old-school jerseys that they have brought back for the first time in nearly 2 decades, as they're rocking them right now as we look at tonight's starting goaltenders, Dan.
And for the Windsor Spitfires, it'd be Joey Costanza, the 20-year-old from Toronto, the league leader in goals against average. He's the second star in Monday's win over Saginaw, stopping 19 of 20 shots. At the other end, it'll be the 19-year-old from Basel, Switzerland, Christian Kirsch. The old OHL goaltender of the week after posting a 2-0 record, 1.00 goals against average, a .957 save percentage, and a shutout in the Rangers road wins in Ottawa and Kingston.
And our officials for tonight's game, the referees will be Darcy Burchell and Connor Milan, and the linesmen Adam Harris and Devin Driscoll.
Just under a month ago, these two teams faced off right here at the Odd, a 7-2 win for the Rangers. Some might even say a spanking, so beware the Windsor Spitfires. They're in for a bit of redemption here, as the Rangers will look to really replicate that effort they had in this battle for first place in the OHL Western Conference.
Puck is down, and we are underway with a Friday night from the Cathedral of Junior Hockey. as the Spitfires there with Kennedy. Try to get it for Spellis. He was a little too strong. Nathan Villeneuve will track this puck down as he's driven to the end corner by Matt Andonovski. Rangers will ring it around their own net here for Dylan Edwards. Dylan Edwards fans on that pass up ice, and the puck goes out of play. And that'll give us time, Dan, to look at tonight's keys to the game.
And for the Windsor Spitfires, really, it's quite simple. Ride the wave of this offensive tear that they are on. The 15 goals over the last 3 games. They've certainly been putting up numbers and picking up the 3 straight wins, looking to make it 4 in a row here tonight. And for the Kitchener Rangers, just doubling down on their effort that they put forth on this road trip through Eastern Ontario, wins in Ottawa and Kingston, like I mentioned, and 5 out of possible 6 points. Or, excuse me, 6 points. Math checks out.
Yeah, math does check out, and they did play some fantastic hockey all last weekend. And there's a shot from the point by Jared Woolley that gets deflected out of play by Costanzo.
And we've got 2 of the top goal scorers in the Ontario Hockey League here tonight in Belchez, and Jack Pridham as well. 30-plus goal scorers each. And so a lot of offensive firepower, to say the least. Should make for an exciting head-to-head here as we're just over 30 seconds into this matchup between 2 of the top teams, not just in the Western Conference, but the Ontario Hockey League overall.
Spitfires win the faceoff. They ring it around their own net for Cole Davis, who ran into one of the referees, and once again the puck goes high but hits off the glass. We play on. Arquette, a backhander out in front, batted down by the Spitfires but not out. At the point for Campbell. Now to Arquette. Arquette tipped in front there by Humphreys, and Costanzo has to make his first challenging save of the game.
A little bit of a redirect there, just a minute in, and the Rangers coming close to getting the opening tally in this one as they are able to work it around effectively, and they do a good job of this up top in the high-low attempt with a soft redirect there from Christian Humphreys. As the feed had been a little harder to him, maybe was able to get between the wickets of Costanzo. That one made for a bit of an easier save.
No one's been hotter on the Rangers recently than Christian Humphreys. Leads this Ranger team in points with 72. Had another fantastic weekend last weekend on that East Coast swing in Kingston, Ottawa, and Peterborough. As here's Greentree out on the wing. Greentree will send it around his own, around the Kitchener net. Spellisy tries to get it back for him before Greentree is bumped by Cameron Reed. And the Rangers exit their own zone and send this puck back into the Windsor end. As the Spitfires send it back with Walton. As they want to get going quickly, do the Spitfires. Reed will take the puck back, flips it off here for his defense partner in Carson Campbell. Campbell will hold up, make the pass out for Arquette, bounced off his stick, so the Spitfires will just throw the puck back into the Kitchener as they put some fresh legs on. Campbell will throw it for Reed, and Kitchener now will make a line change. As Reed feels the pressure coming, and he'll start the rush up ice himself. Off for Tanner Lamb. Lamb will throw it in the near corner in the Windsor end. Flying through to scoop up that puck there for the Rangers. Good work and hustle by Weston Cameron. Cameron's had himself a good road trip as well last weekend. Galecki takes a hit. As the Spitfires there with McLaughlin out on the far wing. As the Spitfires will get it back. Can't get a shot on target there was Ferran. Rangers broke that up and swing and a miss. That time by Jonathan Brown, but eventually the puck ends up on the stick here of Galecki. We'll roll it in wide. Costanzo comes out to play. Costanzo will send it over. Tanner Lamb nearly intercepted that clearing attempt as the Spitfires here with Jack Nesbitt. Puck hit the far side of the boards in the Windsor, but the Spitfires do get it up to center ice. Now over the line, but a hand pass blows play dead.
Well, with the Kitchener Rangers holding on to first place in the OHL West, they're also just 3 wins shy of hitting the 40-win mark for the 3rd straight season under their head coach, Jussi Ahokas. So a pretty impressive tally that they've been able to accumulate in now under 3 seasons under Ahokas. At the other side of things, Greg Walters just 4 wins shy of leading his team to back-to-back 40-win seasons.
And Greg Walters just done such a great job to reinvigorate this program in Windsor. Just remember a few years ago, they were the worst team in the Western Conference. They ended up drafting Ethan Belchez first overall, and Greg Walters comes to town, and this team is off to the races for the success they've had with Garden backhanding it behind the Kitchener net. Rangers will try to poke it to the near boards, and there's a good hit laid on Andrew Robinson. And Andonovski He was jacked up for this game as Lachar will clear his own end. There's Robinson again, takes a good shot. Woolley will try to find Vermeulen. Vermeulen will once again chip and chase here for the Kitchener Rangers. As Costanzo will throw it around, but not out. What a hit there by Gabe Sherratt as he took down Ethan Garden. Now the Rangers really starting to throw their physicality around with Sherratt a backhander into the crest though of Costanzo.
Yeah, this top line brings a little bit of everything. Sherratt there showing what he can do from a physical standpoint. O'Reilly doesn't shy away from it himself, but it's really Sherratt, the protagonist, I think, in this trio, along with Dylan Edwards, who isn't afraid to get dirty in the face of opponents. As here's another look at laying the boom down as he comes in on the forecheck and lays out Garden.
His Garden had to be replanted on that one.
Took him out by the roots, didn't he?
Absolutely.
That's the last one we'll do.
As O'Reilly shows off some soccer skills to win the faceoff for the Rangers. Edwards a backhander. That one just went wide. As Greentree for Fibiger. Nice move by Fibiger. Cameron Reed will pinch in, but couldn't get the puck as Villeneuve able to make a feed out. Over the line comes Spellacy. Spellacy knocked off the puck as O'Reilly tries to settle it down in the slot. Rangers able to clear with Campbell, and now they'll counterattack with Cameron Reed. Will shoot it in. O'Reilly will get there first for the Rangers. O'Reilly took a shot up high from Walton. Back up on his feet is Sam O'Reilly. Back of the way comes Jakob Fibiger. Here for Greentree, or the pass a little too strong for Greentree. Picked up here at the near boards in the Kitchener end. Trying to knock it free with a scrum here are the Spitfires. Got Spellacy in there for them. Sherratt helping out, and the puck does come here for Villeneuve. Villeneuve couldn't stop. Backhander here for Greentree. Greentree can't get a shot away. Greentree still with a spin and fire by Greentree, and it goes high. As Sherratt will pick up this puck, but loses it, and Greentree gets it back for the Spitfires in the Kitchener zone. Villeneuve a shot on save, though, by Kirsch.
A couple players you don't want to allow to have the puck on their stick for an extended period of time. They did in that sequence, and Liam Greentree, as we know, in the headlines more recently as being the centerpiece of that trade that the LA Kings made for the Rangers, Artemi Panarin, as you get a look at that save by Kirsch. Greentree, or his rights as along with a third round and fourth round pick heading to the New York Rangers, with Panarin going to the West Coast.
As Humphreys comes over the line. Nice cut by Humphreys, Christian Humphreys. Head low over, now to Max Diracolo. Diracolo a shot of it right into the glove of Costanzo.
A player to watch, just letting a rip there and maybe hoping for a bit of a rebound. But Costanza does well just to see it into his glove and force another face-off to his left. Good chances from either team here in the early going of this one.
As you'd expect, it's going to be that high-quality hockey, some of the highest quality hockey you'll see with the amount of talent that both these rosters per show. Diracolo, our player to watch for Kitchener. So he's mentioned he's committed to St. Lawrence University, but as well spent some time as a free agent invite to both NHL camps with the Florida Panthers for 2 seasons and the Detroit Red Wings just this past, before the NHL season began. There's an icing call against Windsor.
Well, it's one of those things where the adage goes, you can't teach size, and he's got plenty of it, whether it's height or his weight, too, that he can throw around and does so with regularity when he's in the lineup and on the ice with the Kitchener Rangers. It's the other thing is that teams can coach up.
And as you said, you know, a guy that's been a part of this UC Hocus system from the time he joined the Ontario Hockey League, so he's a great guy that can just plug and play on the blue line for the Kitchener Rangers. As Belchez tries to throw one out in front, ricocheted off. Cristoforo tries to jam it under the short side. Belchez jamming away too, but couldn't get a puck cleanly on Christian Kirsch. Woodall from the point, that's broken up by Diracolo. The Rangers get it to Humphreys. Humphreys pass though off the skate of Brown. Brown, nice dangles to get away from Arquette. This puck will go the length of the ice, and Cristoforo tries to get there first, but Pilecki for the Rangers does. Now for Diracolo. That pass just gets behind Cameron Arquette. As Kennedy here for Cristoforo, as he was about to head off, so he'll just flip this wisely back into the Rangers zone. Guarded. will make a peel back. Garden will backhand it through. That's broken up by Diracolo as the Rangers try to get out of their own end of the game. And Diracolo loses that puck battle. But Diracolo does come back and help out. They'll pin their man up against the wall. They'll come here for Garden. Garden shot broken up by Bilecki. And the Rangers want a counterattack pass just a little too far away from Bilecki. We get an icing call here against Windsor, which will take us to break. Scoreless between the Spitfires and Rangers as you're watching Hefner. Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV.
When the pressure's on, you need the right law firm, a legal team that protects your goals and drives results. Learners, we are always on your team.
Culligan Water has been Waterloo Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water for your household is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, water you love.
Aging Well brings you conversations with experts to help empower your golden years with enthusiasm and optimism. Don't miss Aging Well with Angela and Alice Liu, Mondays at 7 p.m.
Rogers TV is the official.
Don't forget to tune in every Friday for This Week in Rangers Nation. We had some great guests in the studio this week, Weston Cameron and Tanner Lamb. We got some great guests coming up in our final regular season episodes. And one big one I'm trying to land, and I'm hoping it works out. Catch Twern every week. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Sean. As the Spitfires will send it around here for Wyatt Kennedy. And then Harvey able to get the puck out of the Windsor end into the Kitchener end where Woolley's got it. Falling down there was Cole Davis. Up ice come the Rangers with Woolley. Gets it out. Flipping it in is Vermeulen right in the glove of Costanza.
As one of the top goaltenders in the OHL this year, gloves it for another offensive zone faceoff for the Rangers. And this is a Windsor Spitfires team who've given up the fewest goals in the Western Conference this season and the second least in the entire Ontario Hockey League. So that certainly is going to be a focal point for the Rangers and has been all week as they've schemed for the Spitfires squad. But certainly a lot of credit can really start from the crease and Joey Costanzo for the Spits.
Well, Windsor's hoping to have the success of having an overage goalie between the pipes for them from ending this season and going into the postseason, much like the Kitchener Rangers had last year with the overage goaltender and man that ended up being not just the OHL but CHL goaltender of the year last year, Jackson Parsons. So you bet the house on having that overage spot filled up between the pipes. It usually does pay off. And then Offsky got hit hard from behind.
He's going to go after him. Or he was.
Whistle goes as Andonovski chirping there with Spellacy as they're getting nose-to-nose, and Villeneuve's going to get the gate for Windsor. So the Rangers are going to get the first power play of the game. And when you look back at that 7-2 drubbing that the Rangers gave the Spitfires, Kitchener was 3 for 7 on the power plays. Look at the penalty here, Dan.
And there's a bit of a shove from behind, and Andonovski obviously didn't like it, and that's the second and third little cross checks there as he was down. And he gets up with, well, his steam coming out of his ears, looking for someone to get after. And it was almost fortunate that the whistle blew and the linesman came over to hold him up before he got to anyone, because it would have negated any power play opportunity the Rangers will have now.
So the Seattle Kraken prospect, Nathan Villeneuve, will sit in the penalty box for 2 minutes or less. The Rangers with the fourth best power play in the OHL against the best penalty kill in the OHL that Windsor has. Arquette shot there from Hayden Ellis, save made by Costanza. Reed, he'll send it around for Lamb. Tanner Lamb will try to showcase that nifty skating, but ended up turning the puck over, did the Rangers. That puck just over the glove of Sherratt as Cole Davis takes a good check from Bilecki. Now Hayden Ellis. Ellis had 2 goals in that win back on towards the end of January against Windsor here at the Memorial Auditorium. As Bilecki feeds Tanner Lamb. Lamb over the Windsor line. Lamb trying to find an opening. Lamb will get it back to Bilecki at the point. Down near the face-off circle for Ellis. Bilecki. Lamb fakes the one-timer. Tanner Lamb looking for a shooting lane. We'll drop it back for Hayden Ellis. Ellis will dangle. Ellis on the backhander shot. Saving Costanzo. Puck is loose in the blue paint, but Costanzo gets the trapper on it.
It was lying right there, and you could just feel the desperation that Costanza was exuding there on his back, just reaching out, grasping at air initially, but finally just was able to get a trapper on top of it, as Alice shows some great patience as he crept in and got the backhander away. And it was the fact that it was a bit of a higher backhander off the shoulder of Costanza that gave him some trouble with controlling the rebound, but credit the veteran netminder for sticking with it.
Good work, too, by Jack Nesbitt to fly in out of nowhere to negate Cameron Arquette any chance of picking up that loose puck in the Windsor crease. As the Spitfires won the faceoff, they send it back into the Kitchener end. 51 seconds left to go on this Rangers power play. Cameron Reed will throw it here for Dylan Edwards. Nice move by Edwards. Edwards will peel back. Edwards tries to get a pass to the point. Edwards still fighting for the puck, but the Spitfires went out. They'll come here for Reed. Reed will throw it off the wall. Couldn't get it back for Edwards as Pridham will try to win out here in this 1-on-2 scenario before Pridham does get boxed out by Fibiger, and the Spitfires clear. 25 seconds now on this Kitchener power play.
Well, the Spitfires certainly showing why they've allowed the second fewest amount of power play goals this season. Just keep things very clean in their own end on the PK.
Kirsch will knock it down, and Kitchener will maybe have one last rush on the power play in the final 7 seconds of it, as Kirsch will smack his stick on the ice, alerting the Rangers that that power play is coming to a close, and it is over. Back to 5-on-5. Rangers get it to Pridham. Pridham a shot, and that one went wide, and careens all the way out of the Windsor end back to the Kitchener end. Villeneuve trying to win out here against Matt Andonovski. Villeneuve came out of the penalty box and got some nice rest after taking the penalty. Pridham tries to get over the line. Pridham does get this puck in, but the Spitfires will quickly send it back into the Kitchener end for another icing call against Windsor.
Just the one shot on goal for the Rangers in that first power play of the night for either team a moment ago. That's since wrapped up. Well, they'll be looking to generate some more offense, obviously, here as they skate back into the Windsor zone to set up for this face-off. Pridham with the 35 goals this year, leading the team in that category. But Christian Humphreys, the 72 points, just a point ahead of his teammate, leading from a points perspective. But the Rangers with 4 20-goal scorers, 2 of them 30-plus, and the other one being Dylan Edwards. No shortage of goals and offense for the Rangers, obviously, as there'll be another whistle here, and the officials confer.
Well, the officials conferring if that puck went out of play, did it delay a game or was it deflected out? Kitchener thought it was a potential delay of game. Windsor, of course, trying to plead their case that it's not, because they can't afford to go back on the penalty kill a game.
Well, considering how good their PK is, they probably can afford it, but they don't want to. Yeah. That's the thing. They don't want their hand to be forced to have to throw out the PK unit, and it doesn't look...
It is. It's going to be another Ranger power play as Jonathan Brown will go for the delay of game.
Okay. It didn't take long to sort that one out. And the Rangers power play will go right back to work after, like I was saying, just the one shot in that opening advantage.
Well, it gives the Rangers a chance to really improve again with getting a second chance on this power play. We said they have the 4th best power play overall, and the last time these teams met here at the Memorial Auditorium, Kitchener was 3 for 7 on the power play.
Well, as much as the Rangers have done their pre-scout to prepare, you can better believe that the Spitfires have done the same, especially including that game film.
As Humphreys here for Edwards. As Edwards gets it to Sam O'Reilly. Now to Cameron Reed at the point. Reed will go for Edwards. Now to Humphreys. Back to Reed. Reed to Pridham. Pridham for Humphreys. Humphreys, his pass off a stick there from Garden, but Humphreys able to get it back for Sam O'Reilly behind the Windsor net for Pridham. Pridham the dangle. Pridham can't get a shot away though. Couldn't settle it cleanly. Now for Reed, then to Humphreys. Give it back to Jack Pridham, the Chicago Blackhawks prospect. Cross ice to Dylan Edwards. Edwards wait. Edwards a shot, and that one went wide. And Reed will try to get there first, or Humphreys will try to get there first, and he does. Sends it around now for Pridham. Pridham couldn't get a shot away, and the Spitfires clear.
Spitfires showing good puck pressure in that entire sequence. The Rangers never really getting set and getting comfortable.
As Humphreys here at center ice will showcase his soft hands before dishing it off for Bilecki. As Bilecki over the Windsor line, but the Rangers lose the puck just as they enter the Windsor zone. And another strong clear by the Spitfires with 41 seconds left in this Kitchener power play. as Tanner Lamb will start this rush up ice. Lamb thought about dropping it. Lamb, the move, trying to get around his man that time, and Andrew Robinson. Robinson will pin him up against the end boards. Lamb still keeping his feet moving. Found Arquette. Then the Rangers get it to the point for Bilecki. Bilecki makes the pass. Give it back for Bilecki. Bilecki for Ellis. Hayden Ellis will make the U-turn. Now to Tanner Lamb. 13 seconds left in this Kitchener power play. Bilecki, a backhand pass for Ellis, then to Tanner Lamb. Came off Lamb. The Rangers just couldn't find a shooting lane, and Windsor showing why they have the best PK in the OHL. Fibiger over the Kitchener line. Fibiger drops it back for Davis. Davis the move. Davis a shot, and that one went wide. He's trying to pick the far side. We're back to 5-on-5.
Talk about a nice weave to the outside. Great stick handling and turned into a dangerous chance.
Woolley finishes off a check off on Belchez. Now Matt Andonovsky couldn't backhand it to Weston Cameron. That's the Spitfires here with Liam Greentree. Greentree's pass was batted down by Vermeulen, but the Spitfires will break in with Woodle. Woodle, though, will throw one wide to the far boards. Vermeulen can't clear. Belchez bounces off a check. The Spitfires get it onto the tape here of Walton. Walton, a shot, blocked it away by Kirsch into the netting.
That's some of the big firepower there for the Windsor Spitfires on the ice in that shift. Belchez with the latest shot attempt, and Carson Woodle along with Greentree and Villeneuve among 3 of the top 4 in points for Windsor this season, and they were certainly buzzing in the Rangers zone there, coming off 2 straight penalty kills. And as we know so often, the officials look to probably balance things out a little bit, not necessarily purposely, some may argue yes, but Rangers certainly have to be wary of that too.
Rangers try to flip it out, but they cannot. Shot, that one goes wide that time there for McKeish.
Bit of a redirect there too that Kirsch had to be mindful of.
As Edwards gets taken down, that time there by McLaughlin. He stay with no penalty call. Now Gabe Sherratt. Finally, Kitchener gets it out and runs. Sherratt tangled up with his man and Walton behind the play. As Woodle will make a U-turn behind his own net, trying to showcase the speed around Dylan Edwards. Edwards, he took a tunnel of the ice as well. As Woodle will throw it back into the Rangers zone. Getting there first for the Spitfires was Ferran. As O'Reilly send it the opposite direction. Onto the tape now of Gabe Sherratt. Sherratt, nice dangle. Sherratt will backhand. A little too strong there for O'Reilly, but O'Reilly sticking the lane, keeps this puck in the Windsor zone. Taking it now is Edwards, but a penalty is coming up on Kitchener. A slashing call.
What we were just saying a second ago, next penalty of the game, almost appropriately enough, goes to the Rangers, and it's Sherratt, who's already been mentioned here tonight from a physicality standpoint, sitting down for 2 or less, and the Spitfires, with 13 minutes exactly gone in this opening frame, will now have a chance. 5-on-4, and just a little overzealous chasing in after that puck on the far side boards was Sherratt.
Well, you can tell how amped up Gabe Sherratt has been tonight. I mean, this is a player that is looking to have, a long playoff run. Really hasn't got to experience that with the Steelheads franchise, and now here in Kitchener, where obviously this Rangers team's built up. This is a playoff-like atmosphere. Maybe a little too aggressive as the Spitfires get their first power play of the game. Windsor on the power play in the OHL are 3rd overall at 27.3%. Rangers have the 8th best penalty kill at operating just below 80%.
And boosting that a little bit is their effectiveness on the power play on the road as well. 4th best with 26 goals for.
There was a near breakaway for Carson Woodle, but couldn't get the puck to settle on his stick. Christopher will whip it around the Ranger net. They'll come back to Woodle. Woodle from the point. Able to get it for Nesbitt. Down low to Anthony Christopher. Cross ice. Shot save made that time by Kirsch. Robbing Greentree. And the Rangers poke it free. Here's Pridham. He's going to put on the speed. Jack Pridham one-on-one. Pridham shot save made by Christopher on a tough angle. Sam O'Reilly will dig it free. Tried to backhand one through to find Pridham off some Spitfire skates. As Greentree will showcase his speed as O'Reilly takes him off the puck. Sam O'Reilly will get it back to man Andonovsky. Andonovsky will make the pass as Edwards sends it back for Woolley. Now to Matt Andonovsky. Andonovsky want to get a quick pass going to Tanner Lamb, and they do. Lamb will try to throw it off the wall himself, but Fibiger able to cut off the angle and take the lane away, as there's now 50 seconds left to go in this Windsor power play. Nathan Villeneuve, he'll drop it back to the speedy Cole Davis. Davis over the Kitchener blue line. Davis tries to cut, gets the pass back here for Fibiger. Fibiger around for Greentree. Greentree able to play it off the wall cleanly. As Greentree, he stopped down low between the legs. Chance that time for Spellacy. didn't really get it on target cleanly. Davis, Spellacy here at the point. Kennedy here for Davis. Davis shot. What a save made by Kirsch, getting his shoulder on the puck.
Great lateral movement there by Christian Kirsch, using his right shoulder, making himself big and making a big stop.
As the Rangers able to clear final 10 seconds of this Windsor power play. Windsor trying to get one last chance, and there's a near stretch pass here for O'Reilly as Costanzo will come out to play it. Penalty is over on Sherratt. We're back to even strength. And an interference call is coming up as we will head to break, and Kitchener will get a power play when we're back. Scoreless here at the Memorial Auditorium, watching after Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
David Prang from the Chamber of Commerce Brantford Brant speaks with community members about events and organizations that impact the city of Brantford and the county of Brant. Chamber TV, Thursdays at 6:30 p.m., right here on Rogers TV.
In honor of Black History Month, we're going to show you some notable Kitchener Rangers alumni. Let's start with Mark Fraser, who played here 2004 to 2006. He was actually the captain of the Rangers. He went on to a 15-year pro career, played 219 NHL games with New Jersey, Edmonton, and Toronto, as well as some other pro leagues around the world, including in Europe and the AHL. Mark Fraser, former captain here in our town. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Sean. Of course, Mark Fraser does a lot of great work for inclusiveness of, black players to play the great game of hockey and having a great, post-playing career in the world of hockey.
As working in the EI role with the Toronto Maple Leafs, so as you said, doing some great work there, and a great Rangers alum. As take a look at the ice, and it looked like Dylan Edwards dropped in a heap there before the draw happened. Now they're going to redo it.
Yeah, Wyatt Kennedy gave him a good shot. But here, Kitchener back to the power play for the third time here in the first period. So they're 0 for 2, obviously, on the man advantage, but it's a glorious chance for the Rangers to get the power play going, and Cameron Reed can do that, but he might throw a pass back all the way into their own end with Christian Humphreys. Humphreys over the Windsor line. Humphreys' pass goes off the skates of Garden. The Spitfires clear. Kirsch had to actually make a save on that clearing attempt, and he able to bat it down back here for Reed.
Well, Kirsch garnering some nice stick taps to his pads after a huge save as the power play for Windsor was expiring.
Nice move by Reed. Reed, a shot that goes high and wide.
End-to-end rush there for the Rangers captain, looking dangerous.
Will come to Pridham. Pridham will backhand it for Dylan Edwards. Edwards will whip this puck around the Windsor net. It'll come for Reed, who tries to send it here for O'Reilly. O'Reilly around for Pridham. A little out of the reach of Pridham. And Edwards, and Kitchener can't really control the puck and came right back for Davis. And another good clear by the Spitfires with 60 seconds gone in this Kitchener power play with 53 left to go in the Rangers' man advantage. And this Windsor's penalty kill has come as advertised. Why? It is the best in the Ontario Hockey League. There's a step though by Bilecki's shot. That one went just on the far side wide. Bilecki showcasing his offensive touch as Kirsch will play this around nearly. The Spitfires did spring Liam Greentree on a shorthanded breakaway, and that's the worst nightmare scenario for the Rangers while they have this power play. Arquette trying to get around Fibiger. Arquette took a good bump from Fibiger. Bilecki to Tanner Lamb. Lamb will get it back here for Gabe Sherratt. Sherratt looking for Ellis, couldn't control it with the stick, and the Spitfires clear a game. Final seconds of this Rangers power play. Not a lot of shooting lanes been developed by the Rangers other than that good rush from Bilecki we saw moments ago. Last chance with the power play. Lamb tried to dangle his way through, couldn't do it. We're back to even strength. As Woolley will backhand it across for his defense partner and Matt Andonovski. The Senators prospect with a good blast back into the Windsor zone. Carson Woodall off the wall here for Brown. Brown, his pass goes up high into the netting for a whistle with 2:39 left to go in the first.
Well, just 2 shots total across the 3 power play opportunities that the Rangers have had in this first period. That's certainly not taking advantage of the man advantage, and credit the Windsor Spitfires for doing a heck of a job on the penalty kill and frustrating these Rangers sharpshooters as you get a good look of them on the bench with those one-off duds here on Next Gen night at the Odd.
As Woolley throw it around, it'll come right back here for Harvey, though, the Spitfires. Harvey to the point. Brown with the faking of the shot. Shot came on, hit the traffic in front. Woolley's pass to Lachar. Now up ice comes Avery Anstis. Anstis tried to get it back for Matthew Lachar. Brown couldn't clear. Anstis tried to get it to the point. Battle goes on as Lachar's got it. Lachar, he'll drive, battling here with Harvey. As Lachar able to find Andrew Vermeulen. Vermeulen on his backhand. Vermeulen here for Andonovski. And dribble between the legs. Chance that time for Avery Anstis. Costanzo the save. And then Lachar with a big hit on cross ice there on McLaughlin.
That one-timer took a heck of a deflection, slowed right down. There's a high stick and no call as
those on Belchez.
Yeah, Belchez got really clipped there and really should have been a penalty call against the Rangers. Dodged one there.
Rangers definitely got lucky. No penalty called as that play stays onside as Harvey did well to toe the Rangers blue line. As Greentree can't get that pass. It'll come for Reed, then Sherrod. He'll try to chip it here on the far wing for Sam O'Reilly, but Kennedy put on the speed at the right time to send the puck around his own net, looking for A.J. Spellacy. And now Windsor here with Villeneuve. Try to kick it to his stick blade was Greentree. Cutting the angle off is Cameron Reed. Then Carson Campbell. Send it back for his defense partner, Ranger captain and Predators prospect Cameron Reed. Sherrod. Good forecheck being put on by Windsor. The Rangers looking for a lane. Nice dangles here by Reed. Reed over the line as we're under a minute to go in the first. Here's Reed. Reed a shot into the chest, though, again of Costanzo.
Well, it looked like Andrew Vermeulen wanted that shot set up for him on the wing as he was speeding in for a potential one-time opportunity. But Reed elected to hold himself for that shot, give him a bit of a fake look over as Costanzo squares up nicely. But there was a sequence a little earlier, just a couple minutes prior, where the deflection off a Carson Campbell one-time attempt really held up nicely. And it was, I believe, Ellis cruising through the open ice just in front of the crease and had a couple whacks at it. Turned into a very dangerous play after really a harmless shot from far out.
Yeah, it was a kind of a dribbler one-timer as Andonovski didn't get all of it.
Straight down into the ice and slowed right down, but it really helped the Ranger forward cruising through.
And Anstis tried to go between the legs, but Costanzo was sharp as he's made all 10 saves that he needed to make here on the 10 shots he's faced. 51 seconds left to go here in the first period. That puck goes the length. Has to be another icing call against Windsor.
So again, the Rangers getting these offensive zone draws, but Windsor doing a good job of clearing things out in relatively short order, using the boards to their advantage and getting out smartly.
Faceoffs won are even at 10 apiece between these teams. Just shows how evenly matched both the Spitfires and Rangers are.
Absolutely, right. As it's going to be the Spit I thought was going to get waved out in Nesbitt, but he stays in for this draw and will win it cleanly.
Faceoff win by Nesbitt as Belchez gets it for Kennedy. Kennedy tries to throw it here in the near corner. Carson Campbell driven into the end boards by Ethan Belchez as Pridham. His pass for Humphreys they got it back, but the Rangers overskated the puck. Pridham will get it back. A lot of ice now for Christian Humphreys. Humphreys over the line. Humphreys will drop it back here for Campbell. Campbell bounces off a man. Carson Campbell shot. That's blocked before it can even make it towards Costanzo. As Belchez will set up. Belchez will throw one cross ice looking there for Davis. And the Rangers able to send this puck back into the Windsor end. Nesbitt will play it. And we'll see what Nesbitt does. Just send it around. Humphreys will pinch in. And the Rangers get a shot away in the final seconds of the period. No, they cannot. The horn goes to end a very competitive and entertaining first period between the two of the top teams in the Western Conference.
Yeah, very lively for sure. The Rangers with 3 power plays, unable to take advantage as the penalty kill does a heck of a job for the roadside. And That man right there, and Joey Costanzo makes a number of sharp-looking saves to keep it scoreless after 20.
Let's take a look at these shots on goal, Dan, after a period of play.
10-7 advantage for the home side after the first period of play. No breakthrough yet on the scoreboard, though.
And when we come back from break, our Sean Fafar will talk to Ethan Belchez of the Windsor Spitfires as you're watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
The Village Caterer provides catering and services for all occasions, from business lunches to backyard barbecues, and to large events like weddings and community events. Let the Village Caterer help you make your event one you and your guests will never forget. Culligan Water has been Waterloo Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water for your household is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, water you love.
I love being a champ.
I am a member of the Warham's Child Amputee Program. Through CHAMP, I get the artificial limbs I need to participate in everyday activities.
I'm always growing, so I always need new devices.
Support and helpful information on living with an amputation is available to me anytime.
I get to meet other kids that are just like me.
It's your donations that make the Warham's CHAMP program possible.
Thank you.
Oh, folks, Not Tonight with Giovanni Petiti has killer monologues. Great local guests who have too much talent for national late night, and this show's got high energy. Bills. It's the show TV critics are saying is just like Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, if you ordered it on Temu. So join me Sundays at 9 p.m. on Rogers TV. Hey, I've seen your social calendar. What else do you got to do, huh? Nice.
Hi, Pastor Mark here. Join us each and every week on Sundays. All are welcome, no exceptions. That is St. Peter's Church, every Sunday at 11 a.m. God bless. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV. We are scoreless at the end of one period of play. I'm down here at ice level with Ethan Belchez from the Windsor Spitfires. And Ethan, this is a tough place to play anytime, but on a Friday night, how are you feeling scoreless after one?
Yeah, I think it was a good period. Two really strong teams here, and we just got to keep battling, stick to how we play, and we got to keep hitting, keep getting shots to the net. And I think success will be coming our way.
You kind of exploded into the league last year with a great first year. What are you finding the main differences between year one and year two, both for your game and the league as a whole?
Yeah, it's a tough league no matter what age you are, and coming as a 16-year-old is obviously tough, but the organization in Windsor makes it so easy for me. Where they're a first-class organization, the guys on the team make it super easy for an adjustment period, and last year was an awesome year. I learned so much, and it made me a better hockey player this year. So obviously the difference are, the guys a little bit better. You take leadership roles and just the confidence as a whole.
You're almost 2 seasons into your OHL career now, and you've been at or near the top of the conference the entire time. Not a lot of players get to say that. How are you enjoying the view from the top with the Spits?
Yeah, it's awesome. The best part of hockey is winning, and being at the top of the conference pretty much my whole career it's pretty awesome, and I love winning hockey games.
People talk about different rivalries around here, and I don't think enough people give enough credit to the Kitchener-Windsor rivalry. Maybe you can speak a bit to, especially after the playoffs last year, why do these games get so intense?
I think it's just we're two great hockey teams who hate each other on the ice. It's never fun when you got to go on every single time you go and play them. It's a super close battle, and obviously last year and the year before that, 2 years before that, it kind of sparks things in our room, and we want to go through these guys in the playoffs, and we want to get another crack at them for sure.
Well, you answered my next question, so we'll talk about that real quick. How much does last year's playoff series play into the desire? Because Liam Greentree told me flat out, I want these guys in the playoffs again. Is this a mindset for all the Spits that the Rangers are a target for the playoffs?
Yeah, obviously we don't really care who we have to go through in the playoffs. We're gonna do our best to go through any team and whatever obstacles go our way. And obviously Kitchener's a great team, so we're probably gonna have to play them in the playoffs, and we want to play them, and we want to have a really good series against them. So yeah, for sure.
Ethan, great first 20 minutes. What are you going to do in the next 40 to try and come away with a win here?
Yeah, stick to our hockey, laying hits, playing the right way, playing on the defensive side of the puck, little details and things like that, and getting pucks in the net for sure.
Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate you taking time with us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Special interview coming up right after this. You're watching Rogers TV.
The Village Caterer provides catering and services for all occasions, from business lunches to backyard barbecues, and to large events like weddings and community events. Let the Village Caterer help you make your event one you and your guests will never forget. Brought to you by the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show. The region's largest home show runs Friday, March 27th to Sunday, March 29th. There's no place like home with the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
Summer days, summer nights, lots of things to do, places to go, and people to see. If you're having a few drinks, be sure to plan ahead and get home safely. We don't want to pick you up. Drinking drivers risk injuries to themselves and others and take chances with their license, their jobs, and their future. Remember what's at stake and choose your ride, whether you're the driver, the passenger, or the party host. Thanks for supporting sober driving. I hope we never meet.
Visit arrivallive.org to find out more.
You know the story, when the RCAF said Mach 2 fighter, 2-place 1,000-mile range, the British said it was impossible. The Yanks tried twice and failed. They said, you're dreaming. We said, fine, we'll build it right here in Toronto. And now you guys, my guys, are saying that it can't be done, that they were right?
Now that's the rocket that we used to get the model up to speed, and then the onboard sensors tell us that...
Come on, baby.
Damn it! But we did it according to your specs. The specs have changed.
We did it.
Arrow 201. You're cleared for takeoff.
We did it!
Although the government cancelled the project and destroyed the prototypes, the Avro Arrow remains for Canada a world benchmark in aerospace achievement.
The OHL partners with some amazing community organizations in their programming, and I am thrilled to have Maddie Kenyon and Landon Kenny here with me to talk about the OHL Onside program. First of all, thank you for taking time and coming down today.
Thank you so much for having us.
I appreciate you having here. When I learned about this program, I said, let's have a conversation. Let's learn a little more about it. Now, you are both with the Sexual Assault Support Center of Waterloo Region, and that's a partnership in this program, along with the Ontario Coalition of Rape Crisis Centers and Kawartha Sexual Assault Center. And I want to just use this wording here to describe this because I love this. It's designed for OHL players and team staff, aimed at increasing the understanding and awareness of the players' responsibility to demonstrate respect for women through their actions and words. That says a lot right there. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about the program?
Yeah, absolutely. So the program was developed in coordination between the Sexual Assault Support Center of Waterloo and then the Kawartha Sexual Assault Center. We built that program after, seeing an increased need for talking to, players, communities about sexual violence prevention, consent, building on a lot of the education that we already did, but bringing it to, the kind of very crucial aspect of Canadian identity of hockey, right? And there's been plenty of stories in the news recently and over the past several years that kind of aims at why this program is so essential. The programming is just there to talk to them about, what it means to be leaders, how that reflects on masculinity, what does masculinity look like within hockey, and then how can we use their position as OHL players to kind of create a ripple effect of changing the culture of Canada, of hockey, towards a better one.
You used a great word there, Landon, and that's crucial. I think this is crucial for every level of hockey, but let's just focus on the OHL right now. And Maddie, why specifically, in your opinion, is this work so important?
Yeah, so as Landon was saying, this work's important in every sphere, but the thing about hockey culture is, and especially the path to professional hockey, is that there's so many features that can intensify violence, intensify the prevalence of violence. And so this would include things like the fact that
kids are often leaving their homes very young, going to billet families, the fact that they're often sacrificing some of their education or the quality of their education in order to be moving forward with hockey, and the fact that there's, lots of different stereotypes around what being like a real man looks like in sports especially, and all of those things when they come together makes it especially easy for people to cause harm and also for people to be harmed. And so we kind of want to meet people where they're at in a very strange and vulnerable kind of subsect of like the young men population.
I think it's a great initiative, and I know this has been over a decade of work that's been being done with this program. Maybe you can tell me, how has it been embraced by both the players and the teams?
Yeah, I mean, a great time to ask. The program has undergone a few changes in the past year, where the OHL, really took a stand on making sure that it was like mandatory for teams to receive this training. That has been kind of in place since it was implemented in the mid-2010s, but when they noticed that a lot of teams were kind of looking for opt-outs for, we can receive similar training like this from this other organization that misses some of the kind of key pieces we put into OHL onsite training on purpose. So the OHL, took a stand. They said, every team needs to get exactly this training. We'll work with it. So our organization became the coordinators of it, making sure everyone receives that training. And in doing so, they, the feedback that we have gotten now that it has been so standardized has been overwhelmingly positive. A lot of the players, really enjoy learning about their own role within, consent, building upon the aspects of, leadership that is drilled into them from a young age. If you've ever played hockey, you get told all the time, you guys are leaders in the community. And once you get to the level of like the OHL, I mean, that just blows up. So when, we talk to them and we say, all of these things matter for you too. We are here not to judge, not to show that, hockey players are inherently harmful or anything, but rather to just have a conversation with you about how to take care of you, how to take care of the people that you love, how to take care of your community, and hope that spreads.
Education is everything, right?
Absolutely.
You can't expect people to know how to do something without educating them how to do it.
Well, and this is what we find. I would say another like something that's been really interesting to notice is how desperate so many of the young men we're talking to are to have these conversations. It can be awkward when you first enter the room, especially when we say we're from the Sexual Assault Support Center. As soon as we start having these discussions and the first person will raise their hand and start to chime in, suddenly hands are up all over the room. We're fighting just to finish the session in time because there's so many questions that they've never had an opportunity to ask. They feel silly asking. They're worried that they'll look like a bad person if they ask them. Like that's what makes this work so important, is going in, as Landon said, non-judgmentally, meeting them where they're at and trying to pay the path forward.
It's interesting because sometimes you just need, picture it like a snowball on the top of the hill. You just need somebody to put that little nudge, and then you have that groundswell. And I think it's a real testament to the work that SASC does, like that you have the openness and you have people responding to you that way. And I also think it's a testament that the entire league has looked to Waterloo Region and what you do to kind of spearhead all of this stuff here.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Joel Sherbino and the Paris Community Church helped connect life with faith through their program Sundays for Paris. Hear sermons, listen to hymns, experience all that the Paris Community Church has to offer. Sundays for Paris, Sundays at 10:30 a.m., right here on Rogers TV.
Hey everyone, it's Sean Ferfaro, and I'm thrilled to tell you that This Week in Rangers Nation is back for season number 2. I'll have everything you want with your East Ave Blue, special interviews, features, highlights, and more. Catch This Week in Rangers Nation every Friday.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university, so they toasted his profs, his TAs, His old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV. No score at the end of 20 minutes of play. This is the time of the broadcast where we would normally show you all the scoring from the first period. Since there were no goals in the first period, I thought you deserve to see a goal, and especially our friends in Windsor, you deserve to see a goal. So let's just, I dug up a random goal. Let's see it right here. That's right. Here we go. Game 7. Last year, Tanner Lamb enters the zone, and Luke Ellenis with the Game 7 overtime winner to complete the reverse sweep. Tanner Lamb, the initial shot, Luke Ellenis, bink, right in there. And just like that, the Rangers come back from 3-0. Ah, what a moment. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more. You're watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy, or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Go. You can't do this, Jacques. It's never been done before.
Mr. Blake.
You can't see down with that thing.
Mr. Blake.
Jacques. What?
They're coming.
Hold them up. Find something. Jacques, I'm telling you for the last time.
Are the Canadians finished? Is Plant coming back on the ice? Come on. Give us something, will you?
Please,
how many stitches? Gentlemen, please.
Hey, Tony, you got something to say to the people in the
On November 1st, 1959, Jacques Plant of the Montreal Canadiens broke with tradition.
You're a brave man, Mr. Plant, standing up to him like that.
And changed the face of hockey forever.
Hey, it's Chris and Cam, host of What's Buzzin' here. Man, we are so excited. We're back for another season.
Season 3, baby. We are back for more. We have so many amazing guests that have joined us so far and so many amazing guests coming up. Fun vibes all around.
Some bickering back or forth because we love to do that a little bit. So why don't you come join us Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV. I've never heard this much Nickelback at a hockey game in my life. Who hired this DJ? Either way, we're getting set for the second period. Let's throw it upstairs to Jason and Dan.
Some may argue otherwise, but to me, there's no such thing as too much Nickelback.
Not enough Nickelback.
Let it roll. Just let that playlist keep going.
Great Canadian band.
Oh, legends.
Yeah, I'll throw that word around. I agree with that.
Just look at the dollar figures they've accumulated, then you'll agree with me.
Puck is down. We are underway here with the second period. As these teams played a very competitive first period, we expect nothing less here in period 2 as Villeneuve gets knocked down.
Yeah, that was an entertaining 20 minutes of hockey for sure to open up this game.
Costanzo clearing attempt went off O'Reilly, though the Rangers couldn't pounce on that loose puck as Spellacy will bring it up ice here for Windsor. AJ Spellacy shot from distance goes wide. Gabe Sherratt will fan on the backhand. It came right back to Jared Woolley, though, and the Rangers will exit their own zone. O'Reilly here for Sherratt. Sherratt had to control the pass before he got knocked off the puck. Sherratt tries to knock it down. Woolley couldn't kick it to his stick blade. Spitfires will try to spring Green Tree, and Danowski does well to cut off any chance of that. Edwards here for Woolley. Woolley will dish it to his teammate in O'Reilly. As Sherratt for Edwards. Edwards, a shot save made there by Costanzo. Dylan Edwards again. Edwards will change directions here. Edwards then driven into the end boards that time by Robinson. And then Wyatt Kennedy gets the puck free for the Spitfires. Kennedy looking for an exit lane, able to find Robinson riding the puck off the wall. And here come the Spitfires with Villeneuve. Villeneuve a shot on, saved by Kirsch.
Some good rebound control there from the Rangers netminder too, as Cristoforo was creeping in. And speaking of Cristoforo, we talked about the firepower both these teams offer up front with Belchez and Jack Pridham amongst the top 5 in goal scoring in the Ontario Hockey League, but we've got 5 of the top 20 scoring defensemen in this game here tonight. Cristoforo being one of them, Carson Woodall leading all defensemen with 58 points this season. Cam Reed, the Rangers captain, sitting 7th, and then Febiger and Woolley rounding out, or close to rounding out, the top 20. And that's a key to a lot of team success, the fact that they can get contributions from the blue line, and a lot of it. That's the reason why these two teams are battling out for top spot in the West.
As Costanzo will send that one wide, and these are two teams that made some good trades at the trade deadline to bolster their teams. Of course, we talked about ad nauseum the Woolley and O'Reilly trade Kitchener made with London. Well, how about that trade that Windsor made with Sudbury, getting in not just Alex Ferrand, but Nathan Villeneuve as well, plus Jakob Fibiger from Brampton.
That one's offside at the Windsor blue line with Arquette. A couple strides inside, couldn't do much to get back and tag up in time. Just a minute and 46 seconds gone in this middle frame.
You can tell that these teams, this is much more of what we expected. It's what we saw in the first game between these teams in Windsor. Tight, evenly matched teams against each other that really do feel like they are on that collision course and have made those trades around the trade deadline to load up and bolster themselves for what does feel like a battle for the Western Conference Championship, though you can't exclude Flint, but still another icing call here against Windsor.
Well, we know how much you love your MMA and boxing too, to use that as an adage, I suppose. This is a heavyweight tilt for sure amongst two of the best teams or better teams in the Ontario Hockey League writ large. And tail to tape right now, they're two very similar type of teams as well. Very balanced from the net out.
And this game in particular, if you're going to make the boxing MMA analogy, the first period, really the feeling out process. We'll see if someone lands a glancing blow here in the second period by getting a puck past one of these top goaltenders in Costanzo and Kirsch.
And will the third produce the knockout punch, if you will?
Well, that's what the Rangers are hoping to do, as Tanner Lamb, same with Windsor, gets it back to Bilecki. There's a shot, scores! Tipped in front by Weston Cameron, and Kitchener draws first blood.
A great redirect from Cameron as he was planted in the slot, and the rookie gets his 6th goal of the year as we have our breakthrough. Eludes Costanzo as he was sliding to his right. But Cameron getting it up and over his glove to the left. As he's falling, no less, took a jab there. And Weston Cameron able to get the Rangers on the board first. And that's his first goal in 2026, in fact. Hasn't scored since December. Well, no better time than now.
6th of the season for Weston Cameron, and Weston Cameron's got a lot of excitement here around our town. He's also a guy that's committed to play NCAA hockey for the University of Massachusetts, so the future Minuteman gets Kitchener an early lead here in the second period.
Just over a minute in.
How about that? Weston Cameron's one of those guys you hope that really stick around. I mean, UMass would love to have him, but I think he's building a nice following with our town here on East Ave. No better way to do that than opening the scoring here against a division rival or a conference rival in the Windsor Spitfires. So we'll see what Windsor can do to counter back. As Woolley get it here for Lachar. Lachar stops, try to get around Brown. Woodall will throw it back to Brown as Jonathan Brown will head up ice. Got it here for Harvey. Spitfires got botched up at the Kitchener blue line, which leads to an offside call. And then Woolley and Ferrand are just jawing at each other just inside the Kitchener zone.
Bilecki and Lamb picking up the helpers on that Weston Cameron goal, and it's Bilecki with the primary assist, as it was his shot from the point that got redirected. And Bilecki had that goal in his last game, and Lamb now with assists in back-to-back games himself. He might be going a little bit better offensively after going pointless in his 4 games previous to that.
As the Spitfires want to get rolling here, but Villeneuve driven down to the ice. Nicely there by Sam O'Reilly. Greentree try to send this puck back, looking for Spellacy, just out of the reach there of Spellacy, and Cameron Reed will settle it on his stick and slow the tempo just a tad. Out for Campbell, back here for Reed. Cameron Reed over the Windsor line. Reed a shot, that was a ripper that just went wide. Reed had Robinson bounce off him. As the Spitfires try to clear, Edwards keeps this puck in the Windsor end. Sherratt getting more physical as well. Now Robinson, he gets a stretch pass here for Villeneuve, but the puck just bounced off Villeneuve's stick as Reed will one-hand it back into the Windsor end. Looking for Dylan Edwards. Edwards tried to throw it around the Windsor net. Puck ricocheted right on the stick here for Villeneuve. Nearly popped to Sam O'Reilly. Here's a stretch pass for Spellacy. A little too strong, and will be icing against Windsor.
The all-important first goal of the game. And it goes to the Rangers after some hard work too, and it's not necessarily the top line that you would expect, especially as of late. It's that third line contributing in a big way in the early going. Granted, still plenty of time obviously in this hockey game, but this is the kind of game where you want to come out of the gate with the opening tally and set the tone. And the Rangers certainly have, and they haven't stopped skating since the opening face-off, so that's a prime thing the Rangers fans wanted to see, regardless of whether they've been able to put the puck in the net, which they've done now.
He throws one on. That's blockered down by Costanzo. Up here on the near wall, as Pridham getting into the fray. Humphreys does as well. Spellacy digs it free and does make a good cross-ice pass there for Greentree to flip out of his own end. Spellacy, as he ran into Max DiRiccolo. Now Bilecki. Bilecki throws it off the wall, gets right through the wickets there of Pridham. And no icing, as Fibiger will send this around looking for Anthony Cristoforo. Bilecki kept it in the Windsor end. As Pridham here on the near boards. Pridham tried to drop it back. Fibiger will intercept. As the Spitfires will throw it cross-ice, looking here for Anthony Cristoforo. Cristoforo evades the check. Christopher out in front for Nesbitt. Shot. Good save made there by Kirsch. That puck popped up in the air. I don't know, maybe if Kirsch got a piece of it. Maybe Nesbitt just fanned on it.
Point blank stop there from the Rangers netminder though, with the Spits forward left all alone on the doorstep. Rangers fortunate not to have a tie hockey game right now.
That pass is intercepted here by Max DiRiccolo. DiRiccolo couldn't find Pridham, and that's going to be icing against Kitchener.
Yeah, that stretch pass by our player to watch, just a tad outside of the reach of the intended recipient at the Windsor Spitfires blue line, so we'll go for an icing. But here's another look. Cristoforo getting it out of the corner. Great feed for Nesbitt. And just can't finish it off there as he was in prime position to tie up this hockey game.
Yeah, Jack Nesbitt, the Philadelphia Flyers prospect. Glorious chance for him to get his 18th of the season. It would have been an all-important one, too, to tie this game at 1. But Christian Kirsch, who has been playing some of his best hockey as of late, and that's why he's been named the OHL Goaltender of the Week to begin this week here of OHL play. Coming off an impressive shutout performance in Ottawa last Saturday against the #1 team in the Eastern Conference, and then a real strong outing against Peterborough on Family Day Monday. Rangers, and that puck pops into the Windsor bench, so we get a whistle.
As he's also hit 20 wins on the season, and plus that now after that strong week you described, and it was a good look at the Spitfires bench. And it's been a really good year that they've pieced together. And you mentioned they had that one-off year a couple of years ago, just the 18 wins, but those have been bookended by 3 40-plus win seasons, and it's going to be, like I was saying at the top of the broadcast, 4 more wins until they make it 4 of the last 5 seasons. They've hit that plateau. Pretty impressive stuff.
Well, they've got a great team going forward, and they believe they can win it all in the OHL this year.
Just a great hockey city as well, very historic one too.
And, you know, Kitchener and Windsor, they've developed that nice rivalry over the years, and especially when it comes to playoff times, as both these teams, we've said before, feel like they're on that collision course.
Well, that's a great point that Sean brought up. during the intermission about this almost unheralded rivalry between these two teams. They've had some fantastic playoff battles in recent memory too.
As Tanner Lamb, he's pinned up on the wall. As Brown will try to backhand that, can't do it. And finally the Spitfires get enough, but not out. Andonovski keeps it in, looking for the goal scorer, Weston Cameron. Turned over here for Ellis. Ellis shot. That one was a hot shot high and wide. And nearly bounced back, but got stuck behind the Windsor net.
Another quick chance. Can't hit the net. You have to in those opportunities. That was a brutal turnover. Spitz nearly getting burned.
Vermeulen will just dump it in, knocking it down with his goal stick there is Costanzo. As Kitchener's got some fresh legs on. This will be another icing call here against the Spitfires, and we'll head to break with the Rangers up 1-0 on Windsor as you're watching after Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
When the pressure's on, you need the right law firm, a legal team that protects your goals and drives results. Learners, we are always on your team.
Culligan Water has been Waterloo Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water for your household is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, water you love.
Rogers TV Community News looks at what impacts you in and around Waterloo Region and beyond. It focuses on stories from municipal and provincial issues. Wednesdays at 5 p.m. on Rogers TV.
Make sure to pick up your Rangers Reach 50/50 tickets by scanning that QR code or heading to Rangers5050.com. It's almost $11,000 right now, but next week it's the biggest ever mega jackpot event coming up. You're going to find out details next week. I've seen some of these details, and this is mind-blowing. I cannot wait for Rangers Reach to reveal the details next week. Boy, are you going to love it. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Sean. It's a great tease for what Rangers Reach has available for our town. As that puck just hops over the stick of Lachar. Now Harvey. Harvey streaking in. Here's Harvey, cut off though nicely by Carson Campbell. As Antis couldn't take the puck free. Shot comes on from the Spitfires. That's broken up. Vermeulen will try to chip it up. Can't now. Second chance opportunity. He does. Pass onto the tape here of Harvey. Here Harvey. Harvey will just throw in a pad save made by Kirsch. Now Avery Anstis. Puck got caught up in his skates. Anstis able to flip it out for Cameron Reed. Reed bounces off the forecheck there from McLaughlin. Good forecheck still being put on by Windsor, but Kitchener cooler than the other side of the pillow. As Anstis takes a check and goes down to the ice. As the Spitfires will go here with McLaughlin. Out this time for Caden Harvey. Harvey gets the pass for Greentree. Greentree puck comes on his stick and he blows a tire. Come back to Villeneuve. Villeneuve shot. That's blocked in front by Lachar. Now Liam Greentree trying to get away from Campbell. Does do that. Gets at the point for Kennedy. Cross-ice pass for Robinson. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy shot blocker save made by Christian Kirsch. As Avery Anstis will flip this one out of his own end. Good work by the Rangers, and we'll get an icing call against Kitchener.
Christian Kirsch, he's there when he's called upon. Kind of like Batman in that sense, where he doesn't get overly busy, but then there are spurts where he's especially so and just keeps that head locked into the game and is able to make those tough saves and challenging opportunities, take care of them with ease.
I don't know if he's like Batman, maybe a street shark or an ice shark.
You've lost me already, Jason.
Oh, well.
I'm just not as cool as you, clearly.
Well, he's definitely someone that has really picked up his play, as we said, over the past week or so, and finding that elite level form that a lot of Ranger fans thought they would get when they got the man that's represented Switzerland. Twice a good pad save made there by Kirsch on Belchaz, and Kitchener gets that puck out of their own end. That puck just got away from Walton. Now Kieran Walton. Corral it. Pass by Walton. Cristoforo chips it in. Out for Matt Andonovski. Andonovski will send it back here for Woolley. Woolley will backhand it onto the skates of Sherratt. Sherratt turns it over for Nesbitt, and blocking that puck is Sam O'Reilly. Kind of just dove in the way of it. O'Reilly is feeling it gingerly, trying to shake it off. Now Belchez. Ethan Belchez over the Kitchener line. Belchez will backhand it around into the near corner in the Kitchener zone, and the Rangers able to get this puck back. Woolley faked the pass. Now Woolley gets it here for Sherrod. Streaking in there was O'Reilly. Couldn't get it to him. Blocker save, though, is made by Costanzo. Belches, though, to get up back in the Kitchener end. He heads up under his own power, which is a good sign. Woodall will try to send it around. Sherrod will pinch in for the Rangers. Sherrod looking to go down low below the goal line for O'Reilly, and Woodall was able to read that and clear. Now Andonovski. His pass is broken up by Cristoforo, who couldn't settle it on his stick. Now Edwards looking for O'Reilly, couldn't find him. Counterattack here for Windsor with Ferran. Alex Ferran, and he couldn't get it to Garden. As the Rangers get it to Woolley. Woolley settles it back. Outshot back into the Windsor end there by Sherrod. Flying in is Dylan Edwards here on the near wall. Dylan Edwards will dangle his way through, battling with Brown. Brown's got him wrapped up, and Brown wins out, forcing the turnover. Now Brown over the line. Brown, cross-size pass, a little too strong there for Ferran, as Ferran has to get away from Bilecki. But Cole Davis has it now for Windsor. Davis will bounce off a man. Cole Davis, puck on a string by Davis. Davis couldn't get it back to the point, as the Spitfires will go from Garden back to Davis. Davis, he takes a fall to the ice. No penalty. Our penalty is coming up here on Max DiRiccolo, a tripping call, so Windsor will get their second power play of the game.
And it was a power play that had its chances in that first period, and they'll go to work again looking to tie up this game once more. As it's DiRiccolo, the big body of DiRiccolo, doing some work along the side boards and just getting a little overzealous. Mentioned he's second on the Rangers in penalty minutes, as he comes in to initially lay a hit, and then the outstretched arm just gets tangled up in the legs of the Spits forward and hauls him down. Easy call for the official to make.
So Windsor back to work on the power play. That shot by Belches is blocked, but comes back to Belches. Belches here for Greentree. Had an open cage. Couldn't connect on the one-timer. Cristoforo out for Belches. Belches cross ice. That's broken up by the Rangers. That puck just gets away from Cristoforo. O'Reilly trying to pounce on it. Couldn't do it. Now Jack Nesbitt below the goal line. Brings it up here on the near wall. Looking for Belches, and the Rangers do clear with O'Reilly. As Costanzo will send it back for Carson Woodall.
Belches and Nesbitt tie for the team lead with 9 power play goals each this season, as they've overloaded on the firepower here in the power play unit.
And Greentree nearly lost that, but did bring it into the Kitchener end. Nesbitt just keeps that puck onside. And the Rangers get it back. Knocking it down is Woodall, showing his hops. Woodall backhands it for Belches. Belches shot off the post and out. Great rip by Ethan Belches. Couldn't beat the iron. Belches again. Belches shot. Save made by Kurt. Nesbitt had a rebound chance, but couldn't lift the puck up. Now Woodall. Woodall from the point. That will dangle just wide. As the Spitfires really humming here on this power play, but Greentree couldn't keep the puck in the Ranger end. And that's a great break for the Rangers as they bring back their top penalty kill unit with 40 seconds left to go in this Windsor power play. Woodall. Woodall will drop it back here for Davis. Cole Davis will make the U-turn away from Pridham. Nice pass by Davis for Villeneuve. Villeneuve will weave his way and dipsy-doodle his way into the Kitchener end before getting knocked off the puck. And Pridham throws it off the wall for a solid clear. Finally, you want to get the speedster Cole Davis going. Davis, nice dangle by Davis. Davis over the line. Davis trying to have a step here on Reed. Lost control of the puck. Camry drives into the wall. Out for Harvey in the slot. Harvey shot save made there by Kurt. And a big blast by Villeneuve goes wide. And that will do it for the Windsor power play.
It had its chances. Came back within a post of tying up this game.
Come for Cameron Reed. As O'Reilly between the legs for Max DiRiccolo. Nice move by DiRiccolo as he able to find Woolley. Jared Woolley. Jared Woolley shot. Good stick save made there by Costanzo, and he gave up a rebound, but the Rangers couldn't put the rebound on target with Tanner Lamb.
That was definitely the objective of Woolley, was just sweeping that shot, looking for a rebound. Lamb had it within reach, just got tangled up.
As Ellis for Lamb. And gets driven into those far boards by Wyatt Kennedy. As the Spitfires can't clear, and taking down his man is Campbell, and got a player down. That looks like McKeish, and a penalty is coming up, as you said, Dan, to Kitchener. But McKeish is the bigger story. He's down in some discomfort.
Awkward looking hit as Carson Campbell just jabbed at him, trying to speed out of the zone. I think that just the angle which he caught him with that cross check to hold him up is why he's in the heap of pain right now. And uncharacteristic penalty for Carson Campbell to take. As we get a look at him having a few words for the officials as he takes a seat in the penalty box.
Well, good to see Sultan McKeish up under his own power, getting some support too with the Windsor training staff, but that looked a lot worse than it could have been. But Windsor will go back to the power play as we look at the penalty here, Dan, on Campbell.
Yeah, as Campbell just reaching out initially, didn't get had the puck go by him, and then trying to slow down the Spits forward from preventing him from breaking into the neutral zone. And Carson Campbell coming into tonight's action, just the 25 penalty minutes, so it plays very responsible brand of hockey, to be sure. And coaching staff have raved about him constantly through this season, what he brings to the blue line. A tough break for him there.
So the Rangers penalty killers will go to work again. Windsor 0 for 3 on the power play so far tonight. But you just saw how frisky they were in that last power play, and they're looking to cash in here or post away from tying the game.
Never heard of a frisky power play, but there you go.
As the Spitfires will corral it with Robinson. Robinson, nice pass here for Villeneuve. Villeneuve over the line. Villeneuve for Ferran. Alex Ferran back in the slot. Shot save made by Kirsch on the Garden chance, and the rebound went wide.
Just rolled wide at that near post. A lot of traffic in front.
Garden couldn't get it, as Woolley will shoot that into the netting and out of play.
And they're trying to call for a delay game. Is that what the assistant coach was up and hollering about? It'll be a moot point at this juncture anyways, as there's a minute 17 left on this latest power play for the Spits. 6:03 to go here in the second.
And 1:17 left to go on this Windsor power play with Carson Campbell in the penalty box for Kitchener. It's Carson Woodall. Throw it back for Liam Greentree, the Spitfire captain. Greentree will cut his wing. Christopher cross ice looking for Nesbitt. Nesbitt plays it off the wall. Nesbitt got hauled down there by Humphreys. Christian Humphreys lucky not to take a penalty himself, as Humphreys does clear.
Yeah, that was borderline right there. Could have easily gone for another penalty call and maybe a two-man advantage for the Spits.
As Woodall, they'll throw it back for Greentree. Greentree, backhander. Couldn't get it to Nesbitt as clean. Kitchener having a much better work with the penalty kill, owning their own blue line. Nesbitt shows cases some good soccer skills. Belchez off the wall for now Woodall. Here for Cristoforo. Anthony Cristoforo to Ethan Belchez. Belchez up in the high slot. Cross ice now to Greentree. Greentree for Belchez shot. Save made there by Kirsch. Jamming away was Nesbitt, and then Kirsch pounces on the loose puck.
3 chances right at the top of the crease for the Spits, and nothing getting by Christian Kirsch. As that whole sequence started with Max Diricolo electing to go up the middle of the ice with a clear-out attempt, and it was held up just prior to that. And this turned into a setup for the Spits from the high slot, and then the rebound as Nesbitt was right on the doorstep. A couple whacks at it before Kirsch lunges out. And especially on the PK, you're taking a serious risk. Diricolo had time. Ring it off the glass, off the side boards. Keep it simple, or else you're going to put your team in danger, like right there.
Rangers do win this face-off. Now Matt Andonovski will backhand it for Pridham in the final seconds of this Windsor power play, as O'Reilly will try to drive. O'Reilly kind of eat off these final seconds, and we're back to even strength with Campbell back on the ice as Andonovski will once again throw it into the Windsor end. 4:40 left to go in the second period. Rangers have a 1-goal lead. Got a goal 2 minutes and 17 seconds in the second period from Weston Cameron. Now Harvey out on the far side. Harvey on the backhand. Harvey tries to throw it out in front for Davis. Davis again out in front there with the Spitfires. Didn't get a clean look, and the Rangers clear.
Gonna wave off the icing here.
As Robinson around for Davis. Davis had that puck just bounce off his stick, gets it back. Nice dangles by Davis. Davis had to watch out for Dylan Edwards, and that causes the turnover for Tanner Lamb. Tanner Lamb into the slot. Lamb a shot, and that went just wide. Tried to go glove side on Costanzo. Scrum ensues in the far corner as we're under 4 to go here in the second period. And Costanza will take no chance to just glove that loose puck down. As we'll head to break with the Rangers still up 1-0 on Windsor as you're watching afternoon Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
Brought to you by the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show. The region's largest home show runs Friday, March 27th to Sunday, March 29th. There's no place like home with the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
Continuing with some notable Rangers alumni, here's Elijah Roberts, who played from 2015 to 2017, went on to play with the Niagara Ice Dogs, and then went to TMU, where he made 2 trips to Nationals, played with former Ranger Cole Cameron, and, you know, became a dad. Elijah Roberts, one of the great Rangers. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Sean, and that's the best gift of all, I guess, being a dad. As Reed throws one wide.
Heck yeah.
You can verify that for me, Dan.
Oh, within a split second.
As Costanza will easily glove that down again. But this has been Windsor's had 2 good power plays here in the period. Shots right now favor the Spitfires 7-4, 14 overall apiece. But give Christian Kirsch credit. He's putting on a nice highlight reel tape as well.
Certainly has been the Rangers' best penalty killer, as the cliche goes, and doing exactly what they expect from their number 1 netminder. Frustrating these Windsor Spitfire shooters with their 14 shots turned aside so far.
Rangers do win the faceoff, and a sharp angle shot that time from Hayden Ellis that Costanzo made the save on. And Windsor here with Belchez. Belchez tried to backhand that for Cristoforo. Belchez drives his man, and Cameron Reed down to the ice with authority. Dylan Edwards gets away from Nesbitt. Nice weaving here by Edwards. Edwards out in front there, out for Edwards. What a save made by Costanzo on what looked like a tic-tac goal play for Kitchener.
My God, what a rush, what a feed from Edwards as well to set that all up. And like you said, a great save by Costanzo for shutting the door. Great sequence all around.
And Ellis again will try to get it back for Edwards. Puck will pop up in the air. Couldn't play it with the high stick to blow play, or almost blow. Thought it was going to blow play dead. Kitchener couldn't touch it because Reed had the high stick. Big collision there by Campbell and Nesbitt on the far boards, icing against Windsor.
Yeah, this is worth another look for sure, as the Rangers, with their best chance after killing back-to-back penalty kills, or penalties, have their most dangerous looking rush since then, led by Dylan Edwards, weaving through the defense, the give and go feed, and he's nearly able to finish off that rush himself, had it not been for some good goaltending there from the veteran Windsor netminder.
What a creative passing play. Great job by Edwards to get it to Hayden Ellis, and then the vision from Ellis to find the trailer back in Edwards, but Costanzo showing why he's one of the top goaltenders, if not the top goaltender in the OHL.
Dylan Edwards with 30 goals on the year for the first time in his career.
As Nesbitt brings this back into the Kitchener end. Here's Ethan Belchez. Belchez takes a bump, but tries to fight through it, cannot. Then Kitchener had the numbers advantage. Villeneuve, one-timer by Spellacy, and he set one high and wide. Kirsch doesn't know where it is, but luckily for him, it's in the netting above him.
And Edwards has been on an absolute tear up until the last 3 games. Just the 1 assist in the last 3, but prior to that, riding a 5-game point streak, where he had scored in 5 straight games. And we know he definitely is so dangerous with a man advantage. But 13 points over that 5-game point streak, he was white hot.
So 2:19 left to go here in the second period. Looks like Nathan Villeneuve is going to be excused from the face-off circle.
Flat tire there.
So AJ Spellacy will
take my
take
F1 reference.
do people know about Jacques Villeneuve anymore? They should, but
him and Gilles. Come on now, Canadian racing legends.
That's Brown, backhanded around for Woodle. Carson Woodle will then throw it around. Edwards will intercept. Here's Dylan Edwards again. Edwards, his pass gets broken up and exits the Windsor end as Andonovski retrieves it. And Andonovski for Sherratt. Sherratt will leave it get up front for Woolley. Here for O'Reilly. O'Reilly couldn't get a shot away. That puck will bounce back for O'Reilly. O'Reilly then to Woolley. Woolley. Cross it! Dang, it's Dylan Edwards as Dylan Edwards gets the Rangers the insurance marker with his 31st of the season, 2-0 Rangers.
Dylan Edwards finishes off what was a great little sequence here from Jared Woolley. Look at this pass. No look, has a glance, and then finally gets it over as he was looking to the net and finally had a quick look. Oh, there was Dylan. Yep, I'm going to get it to him. And one-timer for now the 31 goal scorer. Easy finish there for number 16 as, again, Woolley had Costanza faked out of his pads on his keister, and he had no chance as the Rangers doubled their lead with 1:43 to go in the second.
Saw the emotion there from Dylan Edwards, and it's just a regular season game. What we've talked about, the playoff-like atmosphere. Oh, you could tell how much that goal meant for Dylan Edwards. It's an all-important insurance marker. Edwards 31st of the season, 2-0 Kitchener. Can Windsor have a response? We're under a minute 30 to go here in the second period. Reed for Campbell. Now to Pridham. Pridham will backhand it to Humphreys. Humphreys able to get out the zone for just a second. Dangle his way through. There's McKeish before he got cut off. Couldn't get the shot away.
Yeah, the Spits know they need to get one here before the siren sound.
McKeish throws one on from distance into the glove of Kirsch.
And it looks like Christian Humphrey is a little doubled over there as he heads to the bench and may go straight to the dressing room there in a bit of pain. So we'll keep tabs on that. And the Rangers up by a deuce. I just can't get over that feed. Jared Woolley's got that sneaky, good kind of offensive presence, doesn't he, when he's on the ice? You see this big defenseman, you think, wow, you know, your prototypical stay-at-home tower behemoth on the blue line. No. He's got some great offensive sense, and he showed it right there.
There's a shot by Fibiger that hit some traffic and just trickled wide of the Rangers net. Fibiger will glove it down again. Back up Fibiger. Ran out of real estate. Harvey for Alex Ferrand. Ferrand, a slap shot off some sticks into the netting and out of play. And then to continue to your point there, too, on Jared Woolley. I mean, this is that's a pass that shows why he's an LA King prospect. And we all remember, too, showing his offensive touch when his first game here on East Avenue as a Kitchener Ranger, that shorthanded breakaway goal. And his presence just adds even more depth on the blue line for the last couple of years. What's he done in the OHL? Win OHL championships and play in 2 Memorial Cups, winning one last year.
Yeah, he knows how to find the goal scorers, and he proved it again right there. Just some soft mitts. He laid it on a platter for Edwards. Couldn't have passed that over any better. And that just goes to show the experience that he has, that shot takes deflection into the net.
Fibiger's drive went wide. 40 seconds left to go here in the second period. And the Rangers do get the puck out of their own end. Anthony Cristoforo back for Jakob Fibiger. Fibiger will drive one in and taking no chances there is Kirsch. And the play is blown dead. Yeah. Kirsch wanted to keep it going. You see him put his head to the sky a little bit. Thought he'd get the play going to let some of the clock bleed, but officials blow it dead.
Yeah, it's Nesbitt who hit the deck as he got tangled up with the Rangers forward. Looked like Ellis there on the far side. But it'll be a draw to Kirsch's left with 27.9 ticks remaining in this middle frame. Rangers will send out their top line.
Yeah, an important face-off here. Rangers bring O'Reilly in, but he doesn't win the face-off. It's Cole Davis. Backhands with a lot of traffic in front. Kirsch got a piece of it. And the Rangers able to knock the puck free. Want to head up right, flipping it out there is Cameron Reed. Robinson for Fibiger. Fibiger got the stick on it just at the right time. The Rangers will drive it back into the Windsor end. Sam O'Reilly, he'll play here. Can he have a last second chance? Out front shot! Sam made that score! Score! Did that go over the line, or did Costanzo make the save?
They're pointing.
I think they're going to point up to her. I think they called it a goal.
They point at the net. He's done it numerous times.
Yeah, that's a goal for Gabe Sherratt with 3.4 left in the second. They're going to look at it, obviously. But I think Gabe Sherratt just got enough of that over the equipment of Costanzo. Let's look at the game, Dan.
Well, if this stands, which the official thought it did, there it takes a bounce. Hard to tell from that angle. But the way the pad was turning, was he able to squeeze it with his trapper against that left pad? The official says no.
I think the official called it a goal.
Darcy
on the ice.
Birchall's, he was immediately pointing to it as a goal, as having crossed the red line. And if this does indeed stand, it'll be back-to-back 20-goal seasons for Gabe Sherratt.
Let's take a look at the overhead
right
here, Dan.
And that's going to be the definitive look as the puck pops up in the air. And here's a glance at it right now. Hits the post. We didn't even see that to start.
Oh, I don't know if that went in.
And I'd be curious to see what the official saw there to be pointing. There's a puck and it's out. I don't think this is going to count.
It didn't even look like it went over the goal line. From just the overhead view that we had there, it looks like Costanzo actually may have won that battle. But this would be, let's take a look at a game here,
We're going
Dan.
to take another slowed down version of that. And a great look from our Rogers TV production crew to provide us with that. And that's, I think, what Greg Waller's saying. It went straight down. It did not cross the goal line. And from that initial look that we had, he's right. As you see the wraparound attempt here, pops up in the air. Costanzo, great job getting a shoulder on it, hits the post, and then it's his teammate there trying to get it into the pads, Ethan Garden, and he does that too. And unless we're missing something, this should still be a 2-0 hockey game.
Yep, and they called it no goal. So they've taken the call back. So Gabe Sherratt thought he had his 20th of the season. That will go away.
It's the right call.
It is the right call, yeah.
Yep.
Nowhere near did that puck come close to the goal line. It hit the post and bounced out, and then Costanzo was able to get it with his trapper and bring it into his pads. So Gabe Sherratt, known for those last-second goals in his short time here as a Kitchener Ranger. This one, unfortunately, will be negated. We'll have a face-off in the Windsor end with 3.4 seconds left in the second.
Chance for a quick, clean draw and a shot on goal. Spitz overloading here in front of the net, and this will be a formality as Costanzo just clears it out of harm's way.
Well, while Sherratt doesn't score, the Kitchen Rangers do get 2 goals in the second period from Weston Cameron and Dylan Edwards as they have a 2-0 lead on Windsor after 40 minutes of play.
Yeah, some dramatics here to end the second period as the Rangers coming that close, within inches really, of making it 3-0, but a goal 2:17 into the frame, and then with under 2 minutes to go in the period, the Rangers from start to finish putting together a solid 20 minutes of play.
Let's look at the shots on goal, Dan, after 40.
18-17 your shot total. The Spits with a 10-8 advantage. A couple power play opportunities in that middle frame help them boost that total, but it's the Rangers who get 2 goals in that middle frame.
And when we come back from break, our Sean Fafar will talk to Kitchener Rangers defenseman Max Diracolo as you're watching Hefner. Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
The Village Caterer provides catering and services for all occasions, from business lunches to backyard barbecues, and to large events like weddings and community events. Let the Village Caterer help you make your event one you and your guests will never forget. Culligan Water has been Waterloo Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water for your household is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, water you love.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Hi, I'm Dave Carroll. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on Rogers TV, we have a brand new show called About Brant with Dave Carroll. We're going to be talking about Brant and the different areas of the community that makes Brantford, Brant County's Six Nations tick. We're going to be talking with people from all sorts of different areas and helping us understand the community we have better. Every Thursday, 8 p.m., About Brant with Dave Carroll right here on Rogers TV.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888 Taxi Guy or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV. Rangers leading by a score of 2-0 at the end of 40 minutes of play. I'm joined down at ice level by Rangers defenseman Max DiRiccolo. Max, how are we feeling after 2 periods? A big second for the Rangers.
Yeah, in the first period we got off to a little bit of a slow start. We definitely found our feet and learned their weaknesses and potted to this period, so it felt good.
There's been a couple times in the past few weeks where the first period has been rather even, but the team explodes in the second. What's that switch that happens between the first and second period?
I don't know. I honestly just feel like a bunch of the guys, they get in the room, they all get fired up, they just come out flying.
So speaking of fired up, rivalry against the Windsor Spitfires. I mean, obviously it goes back to the playoffs last year, but how intense is it out there on the ice? Because from outside the glass, it looks pretty intense. Take me on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great experience no matter if we're at their rink or here. Like, we beat them 4 straight last year in playoffs to send them home, and they just want that back, so it's always fun to play against them.
I've had 2 of the Windsor Spitfires in the interview tell me that they want to play the Kitchener Rangers in the playoffs. Are you guys thinking about that, or are you just like taking it one step at a time?
I mean, we're taking it one step at a time. We just got to win the rest of the games this year, have a strong start, just heading into playoffs, have a positive mindset and all that. Whoever the opponent is, it's up to us.
Speaking of positive mindset, this is an incredibly deep defense core that the Rangers have right now, and you, Max, are kind of a victim of the numbers right now, not in the lineup all the time. How are you staying positive, but still an integral part of this D-core?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously I want to play the game. We have a very deep D-core, like you said, but it doesn't change how hard I work in practice and off the ice. Just got to keep myself in shape for if something like this happened, where one of our guys gets injured and I have to step in and play games right off the bat.
Tonight, the Rangers Reach jersey raffle is a Max DiRiccolo jersey, and I'm looking to add a 7th Italian jersey to my collection. I spent $20. Can you give me a little good luck rub and hope that I win this?
Yeah, I mean, I hope you get it. I want to see a picture sent to me later.
Okay, we're hoping for that. What are we going to do in the third period, Max?
We're going to score a few more goals, put a nail in the coffin, and just work as hard as we can.
Thanks for taking time with us. Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
All right, part 2 of our interview coming up right after this.
From the breakups.
Why can't I spend the weekend with you and Daddy?
To the coming togethers. To new beginnings. We are here to help you move forward.
Culligan Water has been Waterloo Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water for your household is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, water you love.
Hey, Gabe, we're supposed to be at City Hall.
We're gonna build it right here.
Oh, yeah, sure. And give wetsuits to all the visitors?
No, on the water.
Hey, come on, we're talking about building something the size of 64 city blocks.
And there's no land left in Montreal.
So, get serious.
Listen, we'll build islands.
How? Dig up Montreal?
They're digging a subway, remember? You take it from there, and you put it here.
12 months and 25 million tons of fill later, St. Helens Island was reshaped and Ile Notre Dame was created.
Come on. We don't want to keep Mayor Drapple waiting, do we?
Montreal's Expo 67. It would prove to be the most successful World's Fair of the 20th century.
Rogers TV Community News looks at what impacts you in and around Waterloo Region and beyond. It focuses on stories from municipal and provincial issues. Wednesdays at 5 p.m. on Rogers TV.
So I think this is a great program, as I mentioned, but we're talking about the OHL level. Yeah. So, and we're talking about what's happened so far, but how is this program going to evolve and expand in the future, and how can we expand it to lower levels?
So this is something that we're very lucky to have in terms of a partnership with a particular team. So we work with the Kitchener Rangers using the Rangers Reach Foundation, which is a community fund, and that helps to fund a program that we've developed called Leading by Example Youth. And so again, that's spearheaded out of the Sask Waterloo region, and that involves working with youth hockey players, predominantly at the rep level, although not exclusively. And we're working on these same kinds of topics, but again, age appropriate, and also trying to prevent harm before it happens instead of necessarily addressing harm that's already kind of started.
Yeah, preventative is always better than reactive, right?
Yeah. The goal is, we go in, we speak to these, U12, U14 teams, and then, if luck would have it, several years down the road, we go in, we do an OHL onside, and one of the players in there goes, "I know this stuff. I've learned this stuff already.
This is old school for me.
You came here, you talked to me about this stuff. Let me tell you everything that I know." Right? It's something that we're eagerly working towards. And in addition, now that we have all of this feedback, now that we have all of this, we know how the OHL onside program works, we're hoping to, continue working at it, continue improving it, continue kind of fine-tuning it. Hopefully, if they would have us expanding that program so that we can get in there more often, talk to these players about more stuff, about how they can continue to be leaders, how they can, stop violence when they see it, not only just kind of saying here's how to stop it within your own personal life, but also how to stop it when it's affecting others.
And this is where I want to plug just a little bit, saying how would we like to see this expand? Something that we're always trying to point out is that the kids doing this kind of programming who are getting it are people whose coaches already care enough to sign them up because it's optional. And so what we really need are coaches, and especially parents, who are going to advocate for their children to get this kind of training. That means people demanding that their kids get this Leading by Example youth training from Sask, because without that kind of advocacy, their kids will never see this training.
Advocacy and education is everything.
Yeah.
That's it.
So Landon, I know your role is the Male Allies Program Coordinator. Yeah. And I learned recently a bit about the Male Allies Program, and I actually had just talked to my wife and said, just so you know, I'm going to contact them and I want to join this program. So I have not yet reached out, and here you are. You've got me on TV saying, I want to be a part of this program. Yes. But for people that are watching out there, maybe you can explain a bit about the Male Allies Program, and if they're so inclined, how they can get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. The Male Allies Program was started in 2008 at Sask, Waterloo, kind of a pioneering program in that sphere of recognizing for a very, very long time, the conversation on sexual violence prevention was geared towards, how do we talk to women about how to not become survivors, right? Whereas this program kind of recognized the need to how do we talk to men about these things? How do we bring it up there? How do we say hey, I'm not here to say that you're violent, but I'm here to say, have you heard your friends making these jokes, right? Is that something that we can challenge? Is that something that we can continue to do to stand in allyship with survivors, with women, with, the queer population? And then that program has since expanded. We now offer kind of my pride and joy, my favorite thing to deliver is something called the Male Allyship Training, which is, it's 7 sessions over 7 weeks. We meet virtually in the evenings. I've had people from New Zealand join. I've had people from Pakistan join. People calling in from everywhere to say I want to learn more about how to become a male ally. I want to learn what it means to grapple with what it means to be a man today and how I can use that to help people. And if you want to learn more, if you want to know about when those trainings are offered or anything like that, all of that information is always posted on our socials, which is SASCWR. You can find us on Instagram. Whenever those offerings are available for registration, the posts will be there pretty much first thing.
All right, SASCWR. You can find that info on Instagram. If you're interested in joining me for these 7 weeks, I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it.
We'll talk about it as soon as we get off camera here. Last thing I want to mention, I know you guys were just at a KW Titans game, and now you're going to be coming to the Kitchener Rangers game on February the 27th against the Brampton Steelheads. So if you want more information, you've got the Instagram, but you're going to be available that evening in the community corner, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes, we will. And we'll be dropping the puck. We'll have some info up on the Jumbotron, and we will be boothing that whole evening. And so we look forward to meeting people out in community.
Absolutely.
So if you want to learn more about this program overall or about this Male Allies program, come and talk to Maddie and Landon on the 27th. Both of you, thank you for the amazing work you do, and thanks for coming in to talk about this
today. Thank you for
today.
having us.
It's a pleasure.
Brought to you by the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show. The region's largest home show runs Friday, March 27th to Sunday, March 29th. There's no place like home with the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more. A message from the RCMP, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Monsieur de Champlain, when I finish paddling through this wilderness and reach China, I shall greet them wearing this.
Monsieur Nicolet, your mission shall be for the honor of the King and the Holy Faith.
In the summer of 1634, Jean Nicolet set off from Quebec to find a trade route that would link Europe and North America with China.
But where is it?
Further. I know the place you are seeking.
For months, Nicolet pushed through the wilderness, searching for the Western Sea.
Georgia! Mississippi!
What did he say?
He says, Mississippi, great water.
Mississippi, the sea, China.
Jean Nicolet was wrong. It was Lake Michigan, not the Pacific. But others would follow his dream, Joliet, La Salle, the La Vérendrys, and they would map most of North America from the Rockies to the Gulf of Mexico.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV. Rangers leading by a score of 2-0 after 2 periods of play. Let's take a look how that happened in the second period. The Rangers scoring at the 2:17 mark. And after no scoring in the first, Tanner Lamb cycles it back to the point. Alexander Bilecki with the shot, but look at the diving tip from Weston Cameron. What a goal from Weston Cameron. You're going to see a great angle from it. Bilecki right there, diving down Weston Cameron. Put that one on the year-end highlight reel. Looking great. And then look at the work right here. Sam O'Reilly finds Jared Woolley, who sees Dylan Edwards wide open on the other side, and a gaping cage there. Dylan Edwards, don't read lips, please, gets his 31st of the year. And I don't know what this is. The Chick-fil-A doesn't kick in till 5 goals. But still, Dylan Edwards gets his 31st of the year. You get another look at it over here. He is cocked and ready to go. Look at that bang. The stick was up. It was ready. Dylan Edwards, 31st of the season. That came exactly 16 minutes after the other goal. The Rangers with an edge in shots, 18-17. Okay, we'll take one more break, and we'll be back with the out of towns and the third period. You're watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Mondays at 6 p.m., we're bringing an exciting new show to you, Inside Brant with Armanda. you can look forward to it to find out what's going on in Brant County. And we will have all kinds of local artisans and tons of stuff that your family can enjoy. So if it's happening here in Brant County, you can be sure to see it here, 6 p.m. every Monday on Inside Brant.
Giovanni! Fire! The neighbor's farm is on fire. It's almost to the road. It's heading for us.
Help me get the animals out of the barn.
The fire's getting closer.
I'm on the horse.
The house is burning.
Get out to the river. Get up.
Can't leave everything. Careful! Don't fall!
Come on, we have to hurry.
Hurry! There's the river. We're going to make it. I can't swim.
Yes, you can.
Hurry! Hurry!
You must get in.
I can't.
Watch out for sparks.
His hair's on fire.
Keep the hair wet.
In May 1870, fires raged along the Saguenay River for more than 150 kilometers, destroying land and lives. One family survived by dousing themselves all night against the searing heat. One family, among the thousands whose resourcefulness and courage shaped the character of this land.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV. Rangers leading 2-0. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as we get set for the third period. This is one of 7 games going on in the OHL tonight. Right now, Peterborough up 1-0 on Brampton. Barrie up 3-1 on London. Kingston leading North Bay 5-1. Oshawa looking to shower the Erie Otters with goals. They've only got 3 so far. Yeah, I said shower, and I don't even feel dirty about it. Ottawa leading 5-1 over Niagara, and Sault Ste. Marie 5-3 over Sarnia. Carter George with 0 goals in that game. Okay, third period. Here we go. Jason and Dan.
Thank you very much, Sean. Yes, an important third period here between the Spitfires and the Kitchener Rangers. As Windsor looking for McKeish, couldn't find him. Now over the line, it's Dylan Edwards. Dylan Edwards. Goal gave the Kitchener Rangers this insurance marker. Nice skating by Edwards. Off to Matt Andonovski. Andonovski throws it through looking for Edwards at the side of the net. Couldn't find him. As McLaughlin breaks it up and throwing it back into the Windsor. And here's their chance for Sherrod out in front. And another good point-blank save made by Costanzo.
Well, Sherrod nearly ended the second period with a goal and is just a little off the mark from starting the third period with one as well, as he's looked dangerous, and very much so in the span of 2 minutes, as he gets the first shot of this period on Costanzo. The Spits just the one regulation win when trailing after 2 periods so far this season. The Rangers, on the other hand, 27-0-3 when leading after 40.
So the math is in the favor of the Kitchener Rangers, but they want to put that out into practicality here against Windsor. O'Reilly, his cross-ice pass is intercepted by Graintree. Off to Fibiger, back to Ethan Belchez, who had it taken away from him in the slot. Sherratt, he'll knock it down. Sherratt gets around Nesbitt. Gabe Sherratt, who's been really fired up all game long here for the Rangers. Carson Campbell finds Sherratt again. Sherratt backhands with looking for Edwards, couldn't get it on his take. Now Cameron Reed, though, kept it in the Windsor zone. Off to Christian Humphreys. Good to see him back on the ice after he left this second period a little more prematurely. Campbell. Get it onto the tape for Humphreys. Humphreys bumped off the puck. And Woodall will try to get it for Cristoforo. Cristoforo's pass for Villiam a little too strong. Reed, and he'll poke it just inside the Windsor blue line. Spitfires wanted the cross-ice quick pass to Cristoforo. Christian Kirsch will knock it down. Reed for Humphreys. Humphreys can't clear, but it'll come to Hayden Ellis. Here's Hayden Ellis looking for Pridham. Pridham trying to put a mover on Woodall, and Woodall stands his ground, but Pridham gets it back. Humphreys, a shot off the post and out. Christian Humphreys, much like his shootout attempt on the Family Day Monday against Peterborough, rang it off the irons. As of the chance for Ellis, save made by Costanzo. Humphreys looking for Hayden Ellis. Ellis will try to drive around from Cristoforo. They do get it to Pridham. Pridham looking for Humphreys in front, and it just evaded his stick. Spitfires clear. Bolek will track this one down. Here's Alexander Bolek. Humphreys will get enough of it into the Windsor end. Windsor wants to counter back here with Ferran. Alex Ferran. Even a puck battle there with Diracolo. Out on the wing is Garden. Garden to the point for a shot from Kennedy. Save made with the pad by Kirsch. Puck battle ensues again. Wyatt Kennedy again from the point. Kennedy, he throws it through. Hits some traffic in front and directed wide. As the Rangers will break up ice here with Cameron Arquette. Here's Arquette. Will throw it off the wall himself. Arquette trying to track it down. He threw it and just got a piece of it there. Was Costanzo on an awkward backhand by Cameron Arquette. As Garden gets hauled down from behind by Arquette. That leads to an offside call against Windsor.
Christian Humphreys came that close to notching his 23rd goal of the season, grazing the outside of the far post. So he went to the right spot with Costanzo coming across his crease. But unfortunately for Humphreys, rather than clanging the iron and bouncing in, they continued on into the corner. As that 3-0 lead, you feel like maybe would have been just enough. This 2-goal lead, though, still very much within grasp of these Windsor Spitfires.
I don't know if you feel it'll be enough. There's still a lot of hockey left, and this is the OHL. Anything can happen, but Kitchener came oh so close, not once but twice in the last 5 minutes of gameplay from making it 3-0, as Sherratt thought he had a late one with 3 seconds left in the second period, and then there we saw Christian Humphreys bring it off the iron, but that pressure from the Rangers has been really strong, and that puck pops over the Kitchener net. Windsor knows the next goal of this game does have to come from the team in the border city. As Andonovski will play it from behind his net. Not much of a good pass as McKee shoots that. McKee shot save made by Kirsch.
Andonovski whiffing on that breakout pass attempt, and it results in a turnover and a dangerous shot on Kirsch, who once again makes a fantastic save, squaring up almost immediately to take away the angles on the Spitfire shooter and keeping it a 2-0 hockey game. As the Rangers looking to extend their point streak here to 5 straight games as they begin a back-to-back. They hit the road for Erie, PA here after tonight's game and take on the Otters tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
In a place that's been really tough for some of the top teams in the OHL to play as of late. You know, not too long ago, Erie was able to knock off Sault Ste. Marie. And the Otters, while obviously their season hasn't gone the way they were hoping for, they've defended home turf quite well, Dan.
I just want some of that steak and onion sandwich down there that, you know, Sean knows all too well.
That's Flint, Dan.
Oh, jeez. You're right. Maybe I'm just obsessed with those.
Yeah, I know. The hunger got the better of you.
The pangs of hunger. Got me all confused.
As Sherratt gets up ended.
I guess the lasagna just didn't do it for me pregame.
That was a good lasagna, though.
Not bad.
As the Belchas try to make a move there around Reed. Nice stick handling here by Dylan Edwards. Edwards move his way through, and that's a guy that knows all about Erie. That is Dylan Edwards. Back around are the Spitfires for Fibiger. Out on the wing, they're trying to spring Belchas. That puck just popped off his stick. And good work, too, by Campbell. Out front looking for Fibiger. Kirsch got a piece of it as Edwards tries to chop it for Sherratt. Sherratt couldn't play it as clean as he would have liked. Carson Campbell will wire one back around for Costanzo. Brown will play it. Here on the far boards, Brown battling with Dylan Edwards. Edwards wins the stick battle, but a scrum ensues just by the Kitchener blue line. Villeneuve wins out for Windsor. Get it to Woodle. Puck just hopped Woodle off Woodle's stick. And around here for Brown. Nice head fake that time out on the wing by Spellacy. As Kirsch will just pin this puck up against the post for a whistle.
Well, I'm trying to completely bail myself out. The Windsor Spitfires playing the Flint Firebirds in their second game of the weekend. So clearly that's why
you had Flint on the mind, yeah.
But the Spits will be heading back home and taking on the Firebirds.
And why not have the Flint on your mind? They're that other team that's playing for top place here in the Western Conference, Dan.
It's a tough weekend here for the Spits, absolutely. In comparison to what the Rangers, but, you know, as you alluded to, that trip to Erie can be challenging, and a longer road trip, too, that could spell trouble.
Oh, great shot off the face-off there by Ferran, and a better save made by Kirsch. Garden gets hit hard there by Diracolo. As the Rangers just trying to get out of their own end. Carson Woodle will dance as Avery Ansis doesn't have a stick. Carson Woodle out in front looking for guard and couldn't poke it cleanly towards Christian Kirsch. Cole Davis out for Brown. Brown, he fakes the shot for Woodle. Woodle here for Davis. Davis shot rang it just wide and got a piece of it too with the blocker did Kirsch. Brown will drive in. Brown try to avoid the offside. Now Ansis with a fresh set of lumber. Here's Ansis. He throws one right into the chest of Costanzo.
Shot from distance, not a dangerous one there for Costanzo to handle, but hits him square in the crest as he skates away. Rangers will want some more of that here as the ice is somewhat tilted as the Spitfires are looking to get a quick one here as we're nearing the midway point, and if they are able to get one before the 10-minute mark, watch out. It's going to make for a very tense finish.
Well, shots are three apiece here in the third for both teams, but it's the quality of chances that Windsor's had versus the quality that Kitchener's had here in the third period.
The Rangers came close hitting the post, but since then, absolutely, the Spits have kind of taken control in that regard in terms of quality scoring opportunities.
And Nanoski with a spinorama backhander below the Windsor goal line that the Rangers still can't really get a hold of this puck. Belchez, his pass is broken up at center ice by Woolley, and springing it around here is Kennedy. Kennedy will throw it off the wall. That one went out of play. It does get the whistle as Andonovski eluded the officials.
Well, the Kitchener Rangers finding themselves in a position where they have to just find a way to lock down this victory sooner than later. They certainly don't want to let it get to the latter stages of this period just on their heels the entire time too. They've been in control in spurts. Now's the time to take the bull by the horns and find the third goal of this game. Got to create some more havoc in front of Costanzo as the couple shots that they have had this period have come from the perimeter.
Spitfires win the face-off. Their 28th face-off win tonight. Now here's Villeneuve with a good burst of speed. Villeneuve back here for a chance for Robinson. The Rangers break that passing play up as Villeneuve was out on the far side looking on the one-timer feed. Greentree. Give it back to Greentree. Got a stick in the way. That time did Pridham. Kirsch. Help out as Cameron Reed for Pridham. Pridham cross ice onto the tape cleanly of Christian Humphreys, and he sends that out of play. And that will send us to break where the Kitchener Rangers still have a 2-0 lead over the Windsor Spitfires. You're watching Hefner, Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
From the breakups.
Why can't I spend the weekend with you and Daddy?
To the coming togethers. To new beginnings. We are here to help you move forward.
Culligan Water has been Waterloo Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water for your household is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, water you love.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Coming back with more Rangers alumni, let's talk about Justin Bailey, who played in Kitchener from 2012 to 2015, finished his career in the Sioux, and then 141 NHL games with Buffalo, Philadelphia, Vancouver, and San Jose, now a member of the San Diego Gulls in the AHL. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Sean. And great bringbacks. As the Rangers here, Arquette got met just before the puck came around to him. Battle ensues out on the far boards.
And funny enough, about Justin Bailey, fun fact, we know we like our fun fact. As an American, his birthday on Canada Day.
Steve Klein, our cameraman's favorite former Ranger as well. Tanner Lamb got the feed out. Nice work by Reed. Turns over the line, and Cameron got upended. That could have been a knee-on-knee with Fibiger. Reed takes a spill to the ice. That's Carson Woodle. He'll flip this one out of his own end. Knocking it down is Tanner Lamb. Harvey trying to showcase a little bit of speed, but good heads-up play by Tanner Lamb to realize that. Lamb gets away from Davis, finds the open ice for Carson Campbell. Campbell out on the tape here for Weston Cameron. His goal opened the scoring early in the second. Windsor's got a counterattack with Woodall. Woodall driven out wide by Woolley. And then Woodall driven to the ice. Spellacy here. He takes a good check, too, on the far side from Cameron. A.J. Spellacy couldn't dance around, and Kitchener pokes that puck free as Brown will try to track it down, but it'll be icing against Kitchener.
Well, I mentioned Villeneuve's there, named it there before for the break, as he had the latest Spitfire chance, and he hasn't posted a lot of goals since joining the Windsor Spitfires. Just a 5. He has 1 goal in his last 11, but he's done a great job in terms of being a facilitator. Had an 8-game point streak within the last 5 games as well. He's points in back-to-back games now coming into this one. And a point-a-game player for Windsor. So certainly has settled in nicely with his new teammates.
Well, they're just such a big scoring threat. Not just Alex Ferrand, but of course Nathan Villeneuve, the 2 former Sudbury Wolves, who you know they're excited about this new lease on life here in the OHL with Windsor. Spitfires hoping for big things with them as Ferrand getting stripped of the puck. And that puck will come for Sam O'Reilly. O'Reilly trying to get away here from Belchat. O'Reilly stops on a dime. Sam O'Reilly will flip it back for Woolley. Woolley will drive. Woolley out in front. Ricochet just wide. Dylan Edwards has got it. Will settle it down. Edwards a shot. Hit the traffic and run. Couldn't spin and fire with the shot there is Sherratt. And the Spitfires forced the Rangers out into their own end, but Andonovski will clean this up nicely. And Andonovski gets away. When gives it off to Woolley. Windsor will go for a line change. Nice juke there by Edwards. Edwards will dump this puck in. Costanzo having some trouble playing it, but does get it off to Brown. Now to Villeneuve. Villeneuve will send it around. There's Brown's stick behind the goal line in the Windsor zone. Playing it out a little bit without the lumber. That pass goes wide from the Spitfires. Diracolo showcasing some of that physicality. Max Diracolo getting into the fray. Rangers with Humphreys couldn't clear, but Diracolo will settle on his stick cleanly off for Bolecki. Alexander Bolecki to Christian Humphreys. Humphreys cross ice, trying to get it back to Humphreys, but Humphreys got knocked down just before that pass could be completed. As this puck will go the length of the ice for icing against Windsor.
As this period continues to draw out, it's become more tighter checking. Offensive opportunities at a premium. And you have to wonder, will the Spitfires be able to get through this Rangers line defense, which has been pretty rock solid here tonight for the most part. Just the 20 shots allowed to come Christian Kirsch's way. Their netminder has been solid himself, to say the least. And the Rangers doing it all without Luke Romano, one of their top forwards in the lineup as well. The New York Islanders prospect for the last 8 games.
And Romano, he's making some good strides to get back in the lineup. There's a nice piece in the Waterloo Region Record by Josh Brown about him and his recovery process right now.
Well, the Rangers just hoping to get him back and healthy for the postseason at this point. I think that's priority number 1.
Oh, here's a step from Greentree, but Carson Campbell cut it off, and then on the trailer, that shot by Garden went wide.
But that's a good job. He took his hand off the stick, but didn't start clutching and grabbing as he was making a strong defensive play.
And Reed a chance, and on the doorstep was Pridham, couldn't direct it on home. Ellis gets upended, and the Spitfires clear.
You go from one chance at one end, and as it so often goes, a glorious opportunity at the other. The Rangers just missed, but tap-in opportunity at the side of the goal.
Walton got it to Jakob Fibiger as Andrew Vermeulen will stand on guard. Pick was set there by Walton, giving Fibiger a lane to go through. Puck ricochets off the shoulder of Harvey, and flying through there out in front, McLaughlin couldn't spin and fire. And the Rangers just got that one over the glove of Walton. Avery Anstis puts on the speed. Good work by Avery Anstis. Anstis getting roughed up down to the ice by Jakob Fibiger.
And a good job by Fibiger, keeping him to the outside as he hits the deck now, and a whistle on the play as he lands on the puck.
And Lachar and Walton jawing at each other, but the officials will break it up before anything serious happens.
So again, another example of the strong defensive plays at both ends by a pair of very good defensemen. There you get a look at Lachar, and we know what he brings to the table. It's a whole lot of what Max Didier-Colo does as well. Very much cut from the same kind of cloth. As it looks like now Lachar's going to have to take this draw after Vermeulen gets waved out.
And officials, maybe they're going to excuse Spellacy. And they will. So Cole Davis will now take the face-off for Windsor against Matthew Lachar of Kitchener. And finally the puck is down. Davis wins the face-off for Windsor. As Davis will throw it off the wall for Woodle. Woodle will flip it out. Spellacy couldn't get it on his stick cleanly. Andonovsky, fans on the original chance to send it up ice. As they get it back, Command Andonovsky do the Rangers. Andonovsky backhands it for Vermeulen. Vermeulen will dump this puck in as Walton gets it to Cristoforo, just ricocheted off his skates, but right to Jared Woolley of the Rangers. Woolley off the wall for Tanner Lamb. Lamb gets crushed by Walton, but some ice to work with Vermeulen. Great glove saved by Costanzo.
A shot in stride there by the Rangers centerman off the wing that time, and Costanzo makes it look easy, just throwing up the glove hand and making that save with 9:09 to go in regulation. Another offensive zone face-off here for the home side as they throw out this third line that's already capitalized once, with Weston Cameron getting the opening goal in this game. Here he is again with Tanner Lamb on the sideboards.
Lamb trying to showcase his nifty dangles. The Rangers did dig the puck free with Arquette. Arquette to the point for Reed. Into Carson Campbell. Back here for Cameron Reed, shooting lane line. Reed just throws it on through, hits a lot of traffic in front, and comes out for Windsor with Villeneuve. He'll flip it, trying to spring Woodle. Getting there first was Carson Campbell. Campbell, his pass. Comes out on the far side. That was nearly intercepted by Villeneuve, but the Rangers have a chance now with Tanner Lamb. Lamb will wait. Lamb, and he hands on that crossing attempt. Comes back to Tanner Lamb, though. Backhander by Lamb. Here for Cameron, a shot save made by Costanzo. Rebound, Arquette tried to find his way through, but Villeneuve and the Spitfires clear. As Reed get it back on his backhand. Reed finds the open ice himself and will slow things down behind his own net. As Cameron Reed felt the forecheck. Good forecheck being put on by Jack Nesbitt, but Cameron Reed, much like his personality, cooler than the other side of the pillow. That's O'Reilly. Cross ice here for Edwards. Edwards trying to get around Wyatt Kennedy. And Kennedy shuts down the angle that Edwards had. Belchet stripped to the puck there by Gabe Sherrod. And the Rangers will wire it back in. Bounces off the stick there of Costanzo. Greentree can't get going. Greentree knocked down by Woolley. And there's going to be an icing call against Windsor with 7:41 left in the third.
Well, the Spitfires heading back into their own zone is worth giving a stick tap to Liam Greentree, reaching the 300-point mark in his Ontario Hockey League career. We mentioned him near the start of the broadcast as being part of that NHL trade and having his rights essentially sent to the New York Rangers. We'll see what he does at the next level eventually, I'm sure. Joey Costanzo also picking up career win number 100. So a couple of impressive milestones reached by a pair of the opponents here this evening as that one pops into the crowd right behind the aforementioned Spitfires bench.
But I think Liam Greentree is going to be great on Broadway as the New York Rangers are definitely trying to bolster themselves up for the years to come. Got some great prospects in the pipeline.
Great milestone for the Rangers, though. Recently, the franchise reaching 2,000 victories overall over the course of its 60-plus year history.
And there's someone we just saw that you heard from in the first intermission that's going to hear his name called within the first 10 picks of the NHL draft this June. That's Ethan Belchez. Greentree, a shot that got deflected wide. Belchez tried to throw it out in front. Andonovsky breaks it up. As the Rangers, they try to flip it for Sherrod. Loved by Robinson at center ice. Shoots it in off the stick there of Christian Kirsch. Woolley here for Edwards. Edwards out to Sherrod. Sherrod tries to flip it on the far side. That went off Kennedy, but will come here for Dylan Edwards. Edwards will peel back, but the puck ricochets for Liam Greentree. Here's Greentree over the line. Greentree trying to do it himself. Andonovsky takes him off the puck. Here comes Matt Andonovsky. Andonovsky in a puck battle there with McLaughlin. Andonovsky is able to throw a little roller on there for Costanzo. Jakob Fibiger settle things down. Fibiger will break out. Jakob Fibiger over the line out here for Harvey. Harvey trying to drop it back to the point, and a whistle goes as it's offside against Windsor.
6:43 to go in regulation. Time is not their friend at the moment, as the Rangers keep doing what they need to do to keep this very talented, offensively talented team at bay.
And their defense is doing a great job. Still a lot of time left. The Rangers do know that. Here's Hayden Ellis. Had a backhand out of his own end. Harvey to get a nice feed by Harvey. Shot save made there by Kirsch, denying Fibiger. And then Diracola will use that long reach to pick up the puck. Rangers just fighting to get out of their own end, and they will here with Hayden Ellis. Windsor throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at the Kitchener Rangers here in the third period. Balecki, the backhander Harvey intercepts. Harvey tried to throw it out for a chance for Davis, couldn't get a shot away. Woodall at the point, out for Jakob Fibiger. Fibiger from distance, Balecki blocks that. Arquette will flip it for Humphreys. Here comes Christian Humphreys. Humphreys will just wisely roll one into the far corner as Kitchener will put some fresher legs on. Arquette trying to get a hold of it. Here comes Villeneuve. Got it out for Cristoforo. Cristoforo trying to track it down is Villeneuve. As he finished off his check, Tanner Lamb. And this one, try to head it up ice, but Davis gets it back for Windsor. Cristoforo sends it around the Kitchener net. That's big collision with Campbell and Lamb. Lamb got the worst of it. Walton and Davis laid a big wallop on Lamb, but Lamb at least pops back up. It's like a swatch. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Out for Walton. Walton trying to avoid the big check coming from Campbell. A lot of ice to work with. Shot save made by Kirsch, denying Brown. Comes to Brown again. Brown, a bouncing puck that goes wide. Carson Campbell battling here with Garden. Under 5 minutes to go in the third period. And the Rangers clear. That's played with a high stick that time by Villeneuve, and that'll blow play dead. That'll take us to break, where the Rangers still have a 2-0 lead on Windsor with 4:48 left in the third. You're watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV.
Aging Well brings you conversations with experts to help empower your golden years with enthusiasm and optimism. Don't miss Aging Well with Angela and Alice Liu, Mondays at 7 p.m.
Final Ranger alumni we want to highlight this Black History Month. Giovanni Smith played here in 2018, started in Barrie, came here after a trade from Guelph. He has played in 168 NHL games now with Detroit, Florida, San Jose, and Colorado. And right now, you see him, he is dressing with the Chicago Wolves. He's the property of Carolina. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, his time in Kitchener came in an in-season trade with Guelph. That was the 2018 season where the Rangers made it to the Western Conference Final, losing in those 7 games in that double overtime heartbreaker to Sault Ste. Marie. But Giovanni Smith was a big part of that Rangers team in 2018.
Fun fact, he also suited up for the Jamaican national ice hockey team, too.
Love to hear that information. Can't wait to see Jamaica compete at the Olympics by 2030.
They were great in the Junior Commonwealth Games. D2 Mighty Ducks, if you haven't seen it.
Just Trinidad and Tobago.
I think Jamaica was in it too. Come on now.
I don't want to get into an argument with you about this, but good chance.
We'll save it for off the air. But you're probably right.
At the point. Shot there by Kennedy, bouncing puck, and Sherrod able to get enough of it to steer it wide. That one goes from Robinson wide. Here's Ferran. Tries to roll it for Garden. Garden gets driven down. Now Matt Andonovsky. Couldn't play it. Alex Ferran will swoop in and pick up the puck. Try the one-timer to Wyatt Kennedy. Kennedy through traffic, hits a lot of that traffic, and the Rangers clear. Bounced off the stick of Robinson, but Robinson had to regroup just outside his own blue line. 3:44 to go. We'll keep our eye on Costanzo for when Greg Walters wants to bring him in for Windsor to have the extra attacker. But Pridham with a steal. Here's Pridham looking for Humphreys. Pass a little too strong. Humphreys, a sharp angle shot. That good save made by Costanzo. Campbell, his pass a little off the mark as Cameron Reed will regroup from center ice and shoot it in to Christian Humphreys. Humphreys avoids the check from Kennedy. Humphreys will send it around the opposite end of the Windsor net. Belchez will help out. Now to Nesbitt, to Fibiger. Jakob Fibiger, good forecheck being put on here by Hayden Ellis. Fibiger's got a lane to work with. Jakob Fibiger, nifty skating. Fibiger over the Kitchener line as Costanzo ahead to the bench for the extra attacker. So it's 6-on-5 for Windsor. Under 3 to go here in the third. Belchez makes a nice play. Belchez will send it around for Greentree. Greentree overskated the puck and Pridham's got it. Pridham looks for Humphreys. Here's Humphreys. Humphreys stopped. Humphreys scores! Humphreys hits the empty net and Kitchener's up 3-0 with 2:42 left as the Avalanche prospect gets his 23rd of the season.
He came close earlier this period, ringing off the iron. This one with an open net, much easier task, and he executes. A bit of a fake and delay there, and able to get number 23, as you said, Jason. 73 points now on the season. And Christian Humphreys essentially puts this game on ice with the 2:42 remaining here in regulation. Kitchener in great shape to skate away with 2 points.
2 crucial points for the Kitchener Rangers would put them to 82 points. As we said, too, the Firebirds, they're idle. They play Windsor tomorrow, while the Rangers make that trek to Erie, PA. The Rangers still trying to close this out in style. Under 2.5 to go. As this will come for Bilecki. Can he get there first? Can't. McLaughlin does, but Bilecki did well to wrap up McLaughlin. As McKeish throws one wide. Robinson, blocker down by Kirsch. Diracola will drive his man into the near corner. It'll come for Lamb. Lamb overskates the puck. Lamb trying to get away from McKeish and does. Able to get it to Diracola. Now to Arquette. Out on the far wing. Shooting one just wide there was Cameron into the near corner. That Lamb picks up. Still with it is Cameron. Weston Cameron, his pass off some Windsor skates, spinning around by Lamb to dump the puck back into the Windsor end. Both teams will go for line changes. Windsor with Harvey. Harvey, his shot gets off the glove of Andonovski, and Harvey gets taken down there by the Ottawa Senator prospect. Come to Woodle. Woodle does well to keep this puck in the Kitchener zone. Here for Harvey. Andonovski has that long reach, keeps the puck away, but Cristoforo with a shot right off the stick here of Matt Andonovski. Andonovski finds Woolley. Woolley for O'Reilly. O'Reilly, a knuckler that's gloved down outside the Kitchener end by Cristoforo. Now Woodle. Out for Harvey. Harvey. Stick handles and Woolley will just glove that down. As we're under a minute to go here in the third period with the Rangers having a 3-0 lead. Now Vilnius. Cross-ice feed by Vilnius for Spelcy. Spelcy shot save made by Kirsch. Rebound out in front there for Gordon. Couldn't get the shot away. Walton the chance. You're spinning far and Spelcy sent it wide. As for Rand, he's wrapped up by Bilecki. 35 seconds to go. Fibiger, his shot's broken up. Came back to Fibiger. Fibiger for a lane. Fibiger shot into the glove of Kirsch.
Flashing in leather again with 27.6 seconds remaining. And Christian Kirsch dialed in all night long. 25 saves on the night now for the Swiss netminder, who's been just absolutely stellar as of late. The OHL goaltender of the week, continuing his strong play here tonight.
Sensational performance again by Christian Kirsch. Windsor get it to the point here for Fibiger. Fibiger, big drive, saved by Kirsch, and he covers up the rebound. Kirsch, though, is in some discomfort. Oh, no. Kirsch is grabbing at his, behind his knee. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. As a trainer will come out to look here at Christian Kirsch. That's the last thing the Rangers want to have happen. Already dealing with some injuries. We mentioned Luke Romana, of course, Andrew McNeil. But Kirsch looks to be okay as we look at the save.
As the Spits win it and are able to work it back to the blue line, the slapper, the save easy enough, but it looked like he almost pulled something a little bit of a twinge with his left leg on the side or up against that far post. There's a little awkwardness there, so I'm sure he'll get that attended to post game and likely just hoping to wrap up this last 20 seconds here without issue.
Yeah, that's something that needs to be looked at. Got to think too, that's also a long bus ride to Erie where the Rangers play tomorrow as well.
He might need a couple extra seats to stretch out on.
The way he's played, I think he deserves it. As Pridham just dumped this puck in. Final 10 seconds of the third period. Walton trying to dance away from Pridham. And the puck will run out as the Kitchener Rangers win this one 3-0. How about Christian Kirsch give him his third career Ontario Hockey League shutout and give him 2 shutouts in the past week of play, showcasing why he's the reigning goaltender of the week in the OHL.
As appropriately enough, that net comes crashing down as he's absolutely shut the door and the crease on the Windsor Spitfires, unable to put any of the 26 shots by the San Jose Sharks prospect, as the Windsor Spitfires get shut out for the first time this season, in fact, and it's courtesy of Christian Kirsch and the Kitchener Rangers.
The Kitchener Rangers now 3-0 this season against the Windsor Spitfires. A massive 2 points for the Rangers as they remain atop of the Western Conference. Give them now 82 points on the season with this 3-0 victory over Windsor.
First shutout of the Spitfires as well between these two teams since their Game 6 matchup in the second round of last year's playoffs.
As there's Kirsch and Art Town saluting, and the Rangers saluting Art Town. Dan, let's look at the shots on goal here tonight.
26 shots apiece for the Spits and Rangers. Spits with a slight advantage as both teams held to single-digit shot totals in that final 20 minutes of regulation. Christian Humphrey sealing the deal with the empty netter.
As the Kitchener Rangers come away with a 3-0 victory over Windsor. They're 3-0 on the Windsor Spitfires this year. And Dan, they're starting to roll out the red carpet. That means one thing. Time to take a look at tonight's 3 stars.
Christian Kirsch, absolutely the standout Kitchener Ranger here tonight with his 26 save shutout, his third of the season, and as you said, Jason, the second in his last 3 games, coming off his OHL goaltender of the week performance, and he might be in the conversation yet again this coming week. Dylan Edwards with a goal, with a great helper from Jared Woolley, and Carson Campbell a +1, but certainly a presence that was recognizable and noticed on the blue line as the Rangers shut down this high-powered Windsor Spitfires offense.
The Kitchener Rangers, they begin this weekend off the right way with a massive win to remain top place in the Western Conference with a 3-0 victory over